Gina. Bill.
Yeah.
Katie.
And Jay in Highland is coming up. He's on his way right now.
Paul McCartney
from
okay?
Highland. He's fine. He's just fine.
Okay.
On this day, in 1942, Sir James Paul McCartney. You didn't know it was James Paul.
I did not.
JP, you know.
Yeah.
I did.
Katie.
I did actually know that.
Katie, that was a live version of Coming Up.
Yes.
Right.
By Paul McCartney. Is there a studio version in there?
I'm looking at
I
Because-
doubt it. That was the hit. That version is the one that went to #1 on the charts.
The live version?
Yeah, not the album version. And the reason I picked that is that's Paul McCartney solo. That's not Wings.
No.
That's not Beatles. That's hey, I'm just Paul McCartney and here's my album.
I do have the studio version.
Let's hear a little of that.
Okay, hang on.
Okay? Because I think it's better.
You think that is?
Yeah, but it doesn't have the lasers in it.
Yeah, that's
I was wondering what that was.
I like the live one better.
hang on.
The vocals are weird on it.
Yeah. I'm with
He
you
does
on that.
a lot of weird things with the speed of the voice.
No, I like the live one better.
Well, that's because Gina, whatever you hear first, you get stuck with
No,
it, and
it's-
you refuse to. They can't possibly do another version of Little House on the Prairie.
I
They
think
just can't.
I think the live version has just a little bit more,
Has more energy.
Yeah.
well, and I mean passion.
Yeah.
obviously, but it just I
and
like
his
it better.
but
And
it's
I like his raspy voice.
yeah, it
on
sounds
it.
like he's losing his voice.
But that's what I like about it.
So you want Paul in pain.
No, I like it. It sounds real. That sounds like a AI
Voice modulation. Yeah.
I'll say this about both versions of them. That's not a very good song. I don't like either one of them very
No?
much. No.
What's your favorite Paul McCartney song?
Oh, I don't know. Paul McCartney. I'm sure it's not in the system. He did this really interesting, I think on the first Wings album. It's called Creenacore.
Oh, I'm sure we don't have
And it's an instrumental rhythmic.
Yeah, we definitely don't have that.
And it's just excellent. But
Something that's not an instrumental. What would?
I don't know.
What, Katie? What do we? Just
Let's
under
read-
Paul McCartney, what's in there?
Hi, Katie.
Hi, sorry, it was loading. Let's see. Well, we've got "Love Me Do" with the Beatles. We've got Paul McCartney himself, "With a Little Luck," "Live and Let Die." We've got "Maybe I'm Amazed." Oh, that's a hook.
Maybe I'm Amazed is a really good song.
We have "Ebony and Ivory." We've
Yeah.
got
Oh,
coming up. "Wonderful Christmas Tree."
Yeah.
"Another Day." "Helen Wheels." "Say, Say, Say."
yeah.
"Listen to What the Man Said."
That's pretty
We
good.
have 3 different versions of that. "My Love," "Jet," another 4 different versions of "My Love."
Jet is good. Pretty good.
"Good Night Tonight," No More Lonely Nights."
See, that's weird because like some of these are Wings.
They say Paul McCartney
Yeah,
and Wings.
Okay.
Or some of them just say Paul McCartney. "Let Me In," "Band on the Run." Or I'm sorry, "Let 'Em In."
Let 'Em In is pretty good. And Band on the Run is pretty good.
"With a Little Luck," that's with the Beatles. "Silly Love Songs."
No.
You hate silly love songs?
Pretty-
you think
yeah.
the world's heard
I
enough?
think the world has had enough of silly love songs. What's wrong with that? I'd like to know. But something is. So yeah, I don't know. They're just, yeah. It's his new, his latest, one of his latest solo albums. I think he recorded it during COVID. And he plays he was just at home, and he plays all the instruments, does all the songs, and it's really a great record. You listen to that record and you go, this guy's got talent.
He's going places.
I think so. And he looks the same all the time.
He's 83.
And he looks like cute Paul McCartney. I mean, he's a cute
He's a
looking
cute man?
Yeah, he's He's
a cute-looking old man.
Yeah, don't you think?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's just cute. And if you watch, and I've said it before, you watch that documentary that Peter Jackson did on the Beatles. It's like 6 hours long or something. When they were making their final record there and doing the rooftop concert and all of that, you realize, oh, Paul McCartney, he's the genius here. I mean, John Lennon.
Really?
I like John Lennon a lot, but
do you think, like John, if they had never gotten together, Paul would have been something, and maybe John
Yes.
not so much? Is that what you think?
Yeah. All of those songs that say Lennon and McCartney, most of them are McCartney. But they just agreed from the beginning, we'll put both of our names on all the songs. And
Well, what did poor George Harrison have to do? He's not involved in any of that?
Poor George Harrison was there to be support and to grimace and and complain a lot. And Ringo was there to look confused. I mean, George was there to, kind of bitch. No, nobody listens to my ideas. All right, George, what would you like to do? Well, I heard this song. It sounds, that sounds like He's So Fine by the Shirelles. No, it doesn't.
Shut up. God. That's your George Harrison impression?
That's right. Leave me alone. A guy stabbed me.
A guy stabbed me. That happened later in
Well, it was after the Beatles, but a guy stabbed him. Broke into his house and stabbed him.
A guy stabbed me.
Delightful.
Yeah. All right, enough of this.
Yeah, that was
Prime farting around.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
I know a lot of you out there are hoping what I'm hoping, that this is right now is the end of this show.
Nope.
But it's not. It's not. I hate to dash your hopes. It's not the end of the
You're
show.
going to have to put up with 4 hours of
It's
this.
just getting started.
You could turn it off. You could just turn
No,
it off.
no,
and
you
go
don't want to.
You could turn it off and go do something else. I would say you could go listen to another radio show, but there is no other radio show.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, you would possibly want to listen to. So we're going to take a break right now, and then we'll come back, and you can check in with us. Have any comments about Paul McCartney, about the Beatles? And anything you want to say or just check in, let us know you're out there. 877-602-9696 is the number. 877-602-9696. You can also text us if you like, but we do prefer phone calls. 33986 is the text number.
Renaissance Ranch.
Renaissance Ranch, local, family owned. And the people at Renaissance Ranch got into treatments for drug and alcohol because I think they had some issues in their own family, and as they
everybody's had issues.
Yeah.
In their own. It touches every family in one way or another.
and so they found ways to deal with it, and then they thought they would pass it along to all of us. Renaissance Ranch is an addiction treatment center. If you're addicted to drugs or alcohol, and it's the program is designed for male patients specifically. You can go to Renaissance Ranch. They can take care of you. They can help you. They offer residential and outpatient services. They're staffed by recovering addicts who have great empathy because they understand the addiction cycle. Help is out there. Schedule your free consultation today by going to renaissanceranch.com. That's renaissanceranch.com. And they do accept most private insurance plans and Medicaid.
So, Bill, you're an Ogdenite, a local that grew up in that area.
Ogden boy through and through.
So my goal in life, is I mean, I love being on the radio. This is a great job. I'm a professional announcer, and I have my radio show, and this is great. But what I want to do more than anything is to even just for a few minutes, like a half hour, at the Burger Bar in Roy. I want him to let me go in there and do the number announcements on the PA. 15, number 15. See, I could do it.
Yeah, I've done that sort of stuff before.
23, number 23. Your shake order is ready.
Yeah, it's amazingly satisfying to do that.
Is it?
I don't know why.
I would love it. And I'm serious.
It's like you're the voice of God for
right.
all those fat people standing around waiting for where's my shake?
I want my Big Ben. No, the Burger Bar in Roy. It's been there forever. Been going there my whole life. I just want to have a turn on the microphone there.
I have a similar dream, a similar Ogden dream. I would like to, when I finally stop doing this, to just work at a convenience store in Ogden, like a maverick.
You'll get.
You never worked at Car Quick?
Never did.
All those years ago
No.
when we had that amazing relationship with Car Quick and Stimpson's?
I did Car Quick's ads forever and
Yes.
ever. Car Quick, corn dogs. Yeah. I forget there was some character I did. I can't remember exactly what it
Well,
was.
let's get you behind the counter at a like a Maverick, and then I'll be the host of the numbers at the burger bar, and our dreams will be fulfilled.
Oh, if you and one other thing about Ogden, if you go to at RFH Bill on Twitter, Gina posted this. I don't know where she got it or she reposted
Somebody
it.
found it for her.
Yeah, it's a picture of me in the high school yearbook, and it's a page of people there, and it's the National Honor Society. We were all members of the National Honor Society, which for the life of me I don't remember what that was, but it was some accolade. I think it was just grade point average.
Elite
or something.
smart people, Bill.
But I was wearing perfectly round spectacles, glasses.
You had those for quite a while, actually.
I loved those damn glasses.
Mm-hmm. I think
loved
we have
those.
in the interstitials, during the commercials. Occasionally,
Oh yeah,
we have a picture of you with those round glasses.
I'm not sure if it's the same pair, but I know the first ones I ever had I found at DI.
Yes,
and they were really good quality. And then I had my prescription put in them. And I loved those glasses.
Well, I've lived all my Ogden dreams, so I got nothing to add.
How long did you live in Ogden? Four or 5 years?
the
Roy.
KJQ years. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
all that time.
That's Ogden as far as I'm
Roy
concerned.
is
Roy.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it was essentially Ogden. But lived all my Ogden dreams.
Yeah.
So I'm good. Thank
Managed
you.
to get it out of your system.
all out.
Yep.
Number 7. See, I could do that at the burger bar.
See,
Please.
he's sitting in for Gina today.
Right.
And
This
Gina is the kind of person who would put this out into the universe hoping that somebody will make it
Yeah,
happen.
I just want somebody knows somebody at the burger bar.
One
and
day
you
you would
pass
like-
that along to them, and it's going down. I will be there.
Okay.
All I want is I want to be able to film a little videos for social media while I'm there horsing around, and a Big Ben.
All right. There you go. Make it so, universe.
986.
6:17. It just flipped over, and it's time to get this over with.
What just flipped over?
The time. The
Oh.
time just flipped over to 6:17.
I see. We'll officially begin the program, and then we'll go to your check-ins. But apparently, none of you are listening right now because you haven't called. 877-602-9696. So if no one checks in, then I'm going to assume no one is listening.
Oh, we can just go home?
Yeah, we can go home. So 877-602-9696. No, don't call. Don't call. You'll just keep us here if you do that. God,
Bill's really
Jeez. I got 1 foot out the door already. 877-602-9696, or you can text us 33986. Do we have a sponsor here?
Yes, for the first time ever, the Monster Jam World Finals are coming to Rice Eccles Stadium July 4th and 5th. Get information and ticket links at x96.com.
The moon is 53.4% full. It's gradually going away. A waning moon. It's in the third quarter right now. The moon will set today at 1:27 p.m. Today being Wednesday. It's the 18th day of June in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2025.
Dang.
It's Clean Your Aquarium Day. So,
I don't have one.
well, then clean somebody else's aquarium.
It's a pain.
I believe that.
It is a pain.
It's National Fishing Day.
Is that...
Has
Why would
nothing
that
to
be
do-
the same day as
Why not? It's National Splooge Day. No, Splurge Day. It was National Splooge Day. No, it's National Splurge Day. I was
Okay.
misreading that.
Splurge on something.
It's a National Cherry Tart Day, International Picnic Day, and International Panic Day. So go have a picnic and panic.
Lovely.
Panic Picnic?
Panic at your picnic.
Panic Picnic is a good band name, by
Yeah.
the way.
And this is an all-new edition of the show for people who feel like hell in the morning. That's me. It's Radio from Hell, starring the Lords of Morning Radio. It's Kerry Jackson, who is not here.
No.
He's in
Korea.
he's in Korea. I think he's in the.
They're headed to Japan.
They're going to Japan. He's in South Korea.
Yeah.
And then going to Japan. Going to where's he going? Tokyo and where?
I don't know.
Someplace
He'll
else.
tell us.
And let's see, it's so it's me, Bill Allred. It's Gina Barberi over there, another Lord of Morning Radio. Katie, for short, is our fine producer, and she is running the board while Carrie's gone.
Yep.
And in the production booth, we have, it's Ari and Dawson.
Yeah.
Ari
and Dawson.
Ari and Dawson and the dog, Vax.
Yes.
Vax
is being very vocal this morning. He's excited about Dawson being here.
Mouthy. He's being mouthy.
He's being mouthy.
What? So the dog's full name is actually Vaxeldan?
Yeah.
And you've told me what that was, but now I've forgotten. What is it?
It comes from it's a D&D character, Dungeons and Dragons character, from a group called Critical Role that I religiously follow, pretty much. That are a bunch of voice actors that have been doing this for 10 years, and it's from their first campaign.
Okay, that's why I forgot what you told me.
Exactly.
Because that meant nothing to me.
It's a big D&D group, and his name comes from a rogue character, and that's it.
All you need.
That's all you need.
Okay.
Because if you haven't seen it and don't understand, you can go watch the TV show. They made an animated TV show about the
I won't
about
do that.
that campaign.
No, I'm not going to do that.
It's really fun.
I'm not going to do that.
Well, we have callers now.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go to him.
Looks like we've got Aaron.
Aaron, good morning. Where are you calling from?
I am in Alpine.
Okay, what's up?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just I call and keep you guys on the radio for a few more hours this morning.
Oh, thanks a lot. If you hadn't called, really, I was going to leave.
This is all your fault.
So now we have to stay because we know at least Aaron is listening to the show this morning.
We got to do it for Aaron.
Doing my part to keep the world entertained.
What are you doing today besides listening to the Radio from Hell show?
I'm driving into work right now.
Where do you work?
I work for Dell Technologies.
Ah. Well, have a lovely day. Can you listen at work as well?
Yes, I can.
Oh, good. Well, stick with us.
I was hoping you'd say no, I can't, and I start at 7, and I would say, well, that's when we leave. So, if you're listening at work, I guess we have to stay on.
You got to stick around.
Thanks,
for
Aaron. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Looks like we've got Andrea.
Andrea. Is it Andrea?
Andrea.
Yeah.
Andrea.
Yeah.
My mom wanted Andrea.
Okay.
Well, it's, you can be Andrea, but when people look at it, except for Katie.
I knew an
people-
Andrea, I knew an Andrea,
When
and I
peop-
knew an Andrea.
When people look at it, they go, that's Andrea. Andrea, except for Katie
Yeah.
and your mother. So what's up today?
Oh, I'm just calling in because I didn't want you to be lonely, Bill.
Oh,
I didn't
well,
want you
thank
to. I didn't want you to go home.
Okay.
You know, if I have to be at work, so should everybody else.
Right.
Bill guilted you into calling.
Can
so
you
thank you.
Can you listen at work?
I sure can,
Okay, damn
and
it.
I sure do.
What do you do for work?
I work for a 3-letter government agency.
Oh.
Oh.
Are you one of the only people left there?
You work for the FBI, don't you?
You know, it's getting pretty empty here.
Yeah.
You work for the United States. Oh no, that's Postal Service. That's 4 letters. Well,
Well, we'll keep you company if you don't have any coworkers. We'll keep you company.
and
that's great.
if she's still with us, say hi to your mother, Andrea.
Andrea.
Oh, I will.
No, but her mother
Andrea.
wanted Andrea.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Andrea. See you later.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Checks in the mail.
We also have Alex.
Okay.
Alex. What are you doing, Alex?
Good morning, Bill. How
Good morning.
are you?
I'm okay. I'm fine. Just great. Wonderful.
He doesn't sound
I
great.
know what it's like to be lonely like you, Bill.
Top of the
Anyways,
morning.
no offense to be rude, but when I hear about Dungeons and Dragons, I too fade to black like I'm dying inside.
It's
I
not
really
for
do.
everybody. I get it.
It sure isn't.
It's really not for a lot of people at all. It's not even meant for a small minority, but that's their thing, and it's okay.
You know, I think it's for way too many people, though.
I'm glad they have it.
Well, they need something.
So am I, Gina.
Yeah, they need something. Thanks for
They
listening.
do.
Thanks for listening to the show.
It's a nice distraction
Bill.
from things, isn't it, Katie?
It is. It really
Yeah.
is.
What, the show or Dungeons,
No, Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
Thanks, Alex.
See you, Alex.
Got some text check-ins. Tree of Maine. I agree with Bill. That song sucked. Although Gene is correct, the live version is better. Sketchy Blake of Ogden Hey, Bill, quick joke for you.
Yeah.
When your canoe flips over, you can wear it on your head like a hat because it's capsized.
Huh.
Okay.
That's not a bad joke.
Let's go to line 1.
We have Brian.
Hi, Brian. What's up?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Well, just fine, Brian, now that you've called.
That's good. I want to let you know that I've listened to you guys since, way KJQ, a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I have this connection with Bill because he has the voice, he doesn't care. And I love that.
He cares.
I have a voice.
He doesn't care, and it shows. It shows, especially to those of us that don't care either. And I just want to let you know that we're kindred spirits. And life is just good, and it's just you just go with the flow, dude.
You know what, Brian? I don't care.
Do you even give a care?
I don't give a care. I don't give a care, Brian. You can.
When they were talking about Dungeons and Dragons, and you're like, I don't care. I'm like, that is so mean. And people talk to me,
I'm sorry I asked. I don't really care. I don't. All right, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks for hanging with us. See ya.
Have a great day.
I don't care.
Calvin from the Dell checking in. Zane of Dallas checking in. We watched Sully last night. Do you all remember reporting on that?
Oh, yeah, the guy that landed the plane in the Hudson River.
Yeah.
What's the email for Must Go? Thank you, Zane. We are looking for your Must Goes, so we'll be doing those in just a little bit. RadioFromHell@x96.com. Meshach of Erda checking in. UDOT sucks with their planning, the same as he's out there in Erda, and Tooele is a nightmare.
Yeah.
In fact, groundskeeper Bob says traffic from Tooele is a nightmare for the last few mornings due to construction at the junction of I-80 and 36. Let's see, Ella the Nanny. Mike in Nashville checking in, flying to Charleston this afternoon to start a great Dave Matthews Band weekend. I mean, a great family vacation. Katie checking in, coming up in Sanpete County. Good morning, Lords. Rye from Orem checking in. Chef Roy. Chef Roy says he's always out there. Thanks, Chef Roy.
Good, thank you.
Tristan from the west of Jordans. Luis from Harrisburg, PA checking in. Sierra, house sitting for my grandma in Sandy. I've killed 9 flies and counting. Locked myself out of her house and had to climb through the kitchen window. So far, so good.
Good job house sitting there.
Well done,
Man.
Good job house sitting.
April in American Fork. Sleepless in Sandy. Johnny B checking in. I saw a Boar's Head delivery truck on the way to my house. Are their meats safe to eat again?
I don't know.
I guess so.
I mean, there's some that say when they so Boar's Head had a big problem.
It was
with,
a factory in Texas, I think, wasn't it?
With really dirty conditions. And some people will say once something like that's happened, maybe it's more safe than ever now because they're being really good about.
And they're probably monitored heavily.
NP Sam, Ditch Digger Quinton, Mikkel of Reno, Kermit the Dog checking in, Nate of Daybreak, Tim the Tree Guy, Woodworker Willie. Cole's family of Sunset here, present and accounted for. Thanks for letting us listen.
You're welcome.
Lacey, Alice, and Lily checking in from Spanish Fork. Thank you for making our mornings a little brighter. Katie, I see you, fellow critter. Don't give up the fight.
Thank you, Rousdower. I appreciate you so much.
I see you.
Enough of that code talk.
Critters, critical role followers.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Critical
role followers. We're called critters.
Enough of this Dungeons and Dragons code talk.
All right, fine.
And enough of check-ins. I think that's enough of that.
Okay. Let's
traffic,
see.
really
Traffic
fast?
and weather and whatever.
Yeah. Like we said, I heard from several people about Tooele. Total nightmare. Construction junction of I-80 and SR 36. Sorry, folks. That's going to be an issue for a bit, I'm afraid. I-215 north to the 201 westbound, business as usual. That's from Midvale's Rousdower. That's all Infiniteam. That's you. You guys letting me know what you see on the roads is very helpful. If you are able to let us know what you're seeing and it's safe for you to text, please do so at 33986.
All right, coming up, we will have some big boy news and opiniondo. And we also will have Frank Chris Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. It's our Dead Celebrity game. It's a macabre game that we play every morning wherein we ask a contestant to identify What celebrity has died out of a list of, I think it's 4 that we'll get.
It's a happy little game.
Isn't it? Now, Frank usually joins us here in the studio, the Grim Reaper, the Reaper of Celebrity Souls, but he can't be with us today. Frank said what's happened is he borrowed a book from a library in San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, no.
And it's overdue.
And he better get on. There's fees involved in that.
So he has to go to San Antonio and return this library book, and so he can't be with us this morning. But we will play the Dead Celebrity game Frank Chris presents, and we have a prize for that, right?
Yeah, it will be Pierce the Veil tickets. They're coming to town Friday, June 20th with Sleeping with Sirens and Beach Weather.
So you could even start calling now to line up for Frank if you want. It'll be in just probably 10 minutes or so. But 877-602-9696 is the number. And we'll have news, and then we'll get to Frank Christ.
Okay.
Big O Tires?
Big O Tires.
They are the team you trust, you know.
Yeah, I was just there, and not at my normal one. There's lots of Big O Tires. Go to bigotires.com to find a location near you. Usually go to the one on Highland Drive, because that's the one closest to my house. But I found myself in Ogden with my tire pressure light on. I pulled in. I did not get out of my car. I said, could you check my pressure and fill them up? You bet. And took care of it, and I was on my way. Nice people.
They are Big O Tires. They're all over the place. Go to bigotires.com and find a location near you. I go to the one on 2nd East and South Temple. Big O is your one-stop shop for anything you need done to your car practically. They do brakes and air conditioning services and free flat repairs, oil changes, tire rotations. And right now they're having their Worry Less-a-thon at Big O Tires. Now through June 22nd, buy 3 Big O brand tires, which is the brand of tire I put on my car. Buy 3 tires, you get the 4th tire free. BigOTires.com. They are the team you trust.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
Things that are bugging you. You can't stand it anymore. You've got to get it off your chest. The best way to do that is send the things that must go to us. Radio from Hell at x96.com. Put must go in the subject line. And if we read yours on the air, maybe you'll feel better about it. Maybe sometimes, and we get reports that things magically go away.
I have one right here.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you start?
Oh, well, that's from Kelly of Eagle Mountain. A few weeks ago, I sent bad people getting away with things must go. Well, it worked. All the guilty verdicts for Donald Trump.
Well, yes.
Wow.
Thank you.
34.
We'll take credit for that.
Sure.
I have one of mine quickly, and you guys won't care or understand about this. It's tyranny of soccer.
Yes.
So a few years ago, they changed the rules about how they divide up teams. Used to be if you're in 9th grade, you play with 9th graders, and we're all in 9th grade, and we all play together. They have since changed it to birth year.
Really?
Muhammad's birthday is the end of December.
Oh.
And so he's in a birth year 07. All of his friends are on 08s. And he cannot play on a team with, it's just...
Well, it's time to quit soccer then.
It is a stupid rule.
Gina, rules are rules.
It's stupid.
Rules are rules.
And the soccer parents know what I'm talking about. Let's see. Peterbilt Brian checking in. A few of my things that must go. People who say nice instead of nice.
Noise.
Noise. For some reason, that's really annoying. Also, as a big rig driver and motorcycle rider, I have a lot of driving must-goes. I know you guys don't read those, but 2 quick things. Big rigs and motorcycles need plenty of room. Don't crowd us, and use your blinker and watch for my blinker. This is from Johnny B. Cutting into what I think are large cloves of garlic, only to find it's just a bunch of little slivers of garlic cloves.
Hate that.
Makes it really difficult. And finally, this. When I tell the McDonald's drive cashier I am just going to have a medium caramel frappe, and they still reply with anything else, I said just. That's all I want. That's all I want is the coffee.
I'll go next. I've got a couple of my own. First of all, in the men's room, the urinal does not flush very well.
No.
And so often when you walk into the men's room, it reeks of urine.
Yep.
That must go. Also, what must go is looking at your damn phone when you're stopped at a red light, and then you don't look up, and then finally I have to give you a little polite honk so that you'll go. And then finally this one, when you look at your shirt in the mirror, shirt you're going to wear that day, and you say, oh, it's got some little water spots on it. Oh, well, they'll dry out. And then later on, you look at it again, you realize they're not water spots. It's grease. Let's see, this one says, this must go has been giving me a heartache for a while, so please make it go away. Utah foster care rules. I've been trying to register to become a foster mom. I would love to bring a child into my home where I can provide a safe, happy space for them to enjoy their life. I own my home. I have a big garden. I have chickens, a fun backyard with a playhouse and a trampoline. My 8-year-old son has been begging for a brother or sister to go camping, hiking, fishing, etc. I make enough money to provide for a foster child without state assistance. I have extra bedrooms to ensure the child has their own space. The issue is I don't have a piece of paper stating that I am married. My partner, my boyfriend, my soulmate of 10 years, our son's father, we're basically married. He's not going to go anywhere. He lives in the house as he should, and we're a family. The foster care allows single people and married people to foster, which is interesting. Single people and married people. But you would think that they would love to have a child be placed in a home with a dual income rather than a single income. I had a neighbor family who were able to be fostered, which I feel that they shouldn't have been allowed to foster. I won't go into details there, but saying that they were gross is putting it mild. I mean, I don't understand why they were allowed to foster a child and I can't because I'm not married. I just live with someone. Please, please, please make this stupid rule go away so I can provide a happy home for a child in need.
And we just heard a bunch of news stories about how desperate Utah is for...
Let's see, this says, please don't use my name. I have a few things that are bugging me. I take Front Runner to work, and every night there are 2 or 3 people who get off the train and fly down the platform on their electric scooters and nearly hit everybody else. These people must go. People on public transit who play music, usually stripper rap, on their speakers for everybody to hear. People using their speakerphone on a call or just talking loud on their end. And lastly, I work for a government agency, and there's a large segment of the population that for some reason feels like they have the right to abuse and belittle government employees solely because they work for the government. I'm doing the exact same job I did in the private sector, and the difference between the way people interact with me is night and day. Thanks for letting me listen. Geek Show says, hey, and Gina, you didn't ruin the show. Yeah, just try harder, though. Try harder. And that'll do for now.
All right. This one from Please Don't Use My Name. I work in a large pet store groom shop, and my thing that must go are people that don't tip their bathers/groomers. When you bring in 3 huge dogs, we have to wash them on the ground because they're too big to get into the tub. We get soaked with them. We wrestle with them for an hour each to dry them, brush them, trim their nails. Bathers don't get a commission for this work like groomers do. I'm not even expecting 15 to 20%, but like $3 would let me know that my extra work meant something and at least allow me to buy an energy drink to get ready for the next wrestling match. Let's see, this one. First, let me start by saying kudos to Gina's daughter for sending thank you cards for the graduation gift she received. It shows a lot of class.
Oh, nice.
I didn't get mine.
That brings me to my thing that must go. And that is people not sending thank you cards anymore, or simply sending a thoughtless thank you text. If you have the time to send graduation announcements, also known as requests for cash, take the time to properly thank those who sent a gift or money with a handwritten note or card. This also applies to wedding and shower gifts. Send a thank you card for hell's sake.
Yes.
And finally this, let's see, from Jen. Congratulations to Jonesy.
Thank you.
Creative modeling of clothing. I just want to see the shirt and get a sense of how it might look on me. But when the model is all twisted and hunched over, I can't tell the length of the hemline, the cut of the sleeves, how the fabric hangs. And finally, this one, the fork split on English muffins. Why are these not cut normally, like pretty much every other form of commercially available bread?
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
$6:38, almost 6:39. It is time for some big boy news and opinioendo, and then just after that, it is Frank Chris. They're fine, just fine. We still have a couple of lines open if you want to try and win. What prize was it?
Pierce the Veil tickets.
Pierce the Veil tickets. 877-602-9696. news? Is it sponsored?
Yes, quench your advertising thirst with customized water bottles from Water Specialties, Inc., like this one right here. We have a Radio from Hell label on this delicious water. You can do this for your business, too.
There's an X96 one as well.
Your high-quality personalized logo printed on every bottle filled with purified or natural spring water. It's the perfect way to advertise your business or event. Get a quote by emailing Megan, Megan, at waterspecialties.net.
Well, lavish wedding scheduled for this month.
For who?
And it's raised the hackles of some residents of the city of Venice. Their city is becoming a playground for the rich, they say. If a bunch of irate Venetians have their way, the star-studded dream wedding that Jeff Bezos, the Amazon founder, and his fiancée, Lauren Sanchez, are planning in the ancient city at the end of June could be a nightmare. On Friday evening, representatives of various citizens groups gathered in a square near Rialto Bridge and vowed to organize a series of protests on June 26, 27, and 28, when hundreds of guests are expected to descend on Venice for the lavish nuptials of Mr. Bezos and Ms. Sanchez.
And Venice is packed with tourists anyway, let alone a giant event like this.
Details of the festivities have been wrapped in secrecy. We have our moles, said Federico Toninello, a protest organizer, revealing that one of the venues could be the Misericordia, a former charity turned events hall. Bezos will never, ever get to the Misericordia, she vowed, urging the.
What are you going to do? He's the richest man in.
They're
Not the richest.
They are going to block the streets,
really,
and the canals. There are at least 300 of us. We will block the canals with lifesavers, dinghies, and our boats, she said to loud applause.
Wow.
She spoke under a large banner that read, "No space," an image of a spaceship, for Bezos, playing on his ownership of Blue Origin, the spaceflight venture. We have to block Bezos. We have to block this idea of this city as tourists have driven up housing costs so that most ordinary Venetians can no longer afford to live here. Representatives for Jeff Bezos and Ms. Sanchez did not respond to a request for comment. Their wedding coincides with peak season in Venice, as tens of thousands of visitors arrive in the city, prompting City Hall to impose a controversial entry fee on weekends and holidays. Now, I mean, if there's trouble, like if a boat gets overturned, at least Lauren Sanchez will be okay because she floats.
She's buoyant.
Yeah, she would
Her
float.
face is anyway.
Yeah, she would float. But people are not happy with this, and it's the same thing. Remember, Jeff Bezos had this enormous yacht constructed, and they had to sail it down. Was it?
I can't remember where it was, but there was some place.
It was in the Netherlands.
Yeah, but
a bridge
to get it at like a several hundred years old bridge had to be taken down so the yacht could get out of the bay.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Senator Tina Smith's decision to confront Senator Mike Lee amid wide backlash over his recent troubling remarks on social media might say a lot about how people in general should confront bullies. Mike Lee has faced wide criticism for posts he made on X shortly after the shootings of two Minnesota lawmakers and their partners over the weekend. The Utah representative baselessly claimed in one post that the gunman had ties to the political left, writing, "This is what happens when Marxists don't get their way." Absolutely not true. He also made an apparent reference to Minnesota Governor. Why do they say that? An apparent reference. It was a reference to Governor Tim Walz in a second post, mockingly writing, "Nightmare on Walz Street," although he spelled it wrong. Smith has joined a chorus of people slamming Mike Lee for his responses to the brutal attacks by a gunman who impersonated a police officer and killed State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark, and severely wounded Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette. Vance Bolter, the suspected shooter, was arrested and charged in connection with the shootings. What?
Senator Al Franken from Minnesota stepped down from his position as senator because of a picture from like 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But Mike Lee can do this, and there are no calls for him to
Some
step
people
down?
have. Some people have called for him to step down. Officers found notebooks in the shooter's car, Bolter's car, that referenced at least 45 state and federal elected officials. Smith has revealed that her name was among those on the list. Smith directly confronted Mike Lee about his remarks in person in Washington, D.C. on Monday. While later recapping her conversation with Mike Lee, she told political commentator Brian Tyler Cohen that Melissa Hortman and John Hoffman were friends of hers and that violent attacks, those had been painful for her and the Minnesota community. I wanted to look him in the eye and tell him what I thought and how it made me and so many other Minnesotans feel that he had done this, she said. She later continued, I told him, I want you to know what you did is put a picture of the man who killed my friend, and then you said, this is what happens. I wanted him to think about those consequences and what it means.
He won't.
Smith said that she didn't get any impression that Lee is frequently confronted by anybody, and that he seemed a little shocked to have somebody challenging him.
Good for you, Tina.
Let alone one of his colleagues. We need to speak directly to one another at this moment about the impact of what people are saying and doing, she added.
And the politics and motivations of this person, it doesn't matter.
No.
Well, commenting on them, making jokes about these people that were murdered in their home, it doesn't matter what their politics are.
Mike Lee on Tuesday deleted a series of disgusting tweets that he had posted in response to the gunman assassinating those people. Lee posted several tweets from his personal account on Saturday, baselessly claiming, we went through that, the man who was a Marxist and on the political left, which he wasn't.
I would like an honorable, good person to be my representative, and it is not him.
No.
I would like him gone soon.
It was initially unclear what drove Lee to delete his post 3 days later. I don't think it's unclear. I think he's just trying to pretend that it didn't happen. He's trying to brush it under the rug. They were still up as of early Tuesday afternoon, the tweets were, and Lee spokesperson didn't respond to a request for comment. But a Utah Republican later told a Capitol Hill reporter that he deleted his post after speaking with Senator Amy Klobuchar. It was important to her that I take it down, Lee said. We're good friends, and I took them down. When asked about
he hasn't apologized.
When asked about their talk, a Klobuchar spokesman said only, they had a good conversation this morning. She's glad he took the posts down. University of Utah students arrest by ICE. Her name is Caroline Diaz-Goncalves. Her arrest came after information was shared in a group chat that included ICE agents and wasn't intended for immigration issues, according to the Mesa County Sheriff's Office. Diaz-Goncalves, who has been in the United States since 2012 when she moved with family from Brazil, remains in a Colorado detention center following her June 5th arrest in Grand Junction. The 19-year-old student was originally stopped by Mesa County Sheriff's Office deputy for a traffic violation, then released with a warning, only to be pulled over minutes later by ICE agents and arrested. In a statement, the Mesa County Sheriff's Office said the deputy involved in the first traffic stop shared the information on a signal chat group that includes local, state, and federal law enforcement officers who participate in drug interdiction efforts on highways in western Colorado. It was in that chat where ICE agents learned about Diaz-Goncalves. We were unaware that the communication group was used for anything other than drug interdiction efforts, including immigration, the Sheriff's Office said. We have since removed all Mesa County Sheriff's Office members from that communication group. The Sheriff's Office added that an investigation showed that ICE agents had been using material collected in the chat for immigration purposes, which is against Colorado law, and was only meant to be used to reduce illegal drug trafficking.
It's a kid who was brought here as a littler kid
she was
by
14,
her parents.
Yeah.
And she goes to school, and that's what she does. This is not a hardened criminal. This is a paperwork issue that apparently she's working on anyway before this happened.
We don't need people like that in this country.
I don't get it. What are you worried about? What are you scared of?
As the Salt Lake City Police Department continues to investigate the death of a bystander hit by a stray bullet at Saturday's No Kings protest, new details emerged Tuesday about the so-called peacekeeper who fired the gun. 50501, the group that organized the nationwide No Kings protests, said in an emailed statement that the peacekeeper was a volunteer and military veteran. Our team of safety volunteers who have been selected because of their military, first responder, and other relevant de-escalation experience believed that there was an imminent threat to protesters and took action, the statement read. Murder suspect, described as a punk rocker from Salt Lake who often open carries a firearm at protests. The peacekeeper at Saturday's protest was firing at that suspect who faces murder charges after a probable cause statement said 24-year-old Arturo Gamboa began to run towards the crowd gathered on State Street while holding the rifle in a firing position.
Now there is a video that has come out. Did you see this?
I didn't see the video. I read about it. But
there's a video of this where he's not holding the gun and running into the crowd.
He's just having it down.
He's pointed down at the ground. So this gets murkier and murkier.
But things, things can change. Just there was a moment of video where the gun is pointing down at the ground, but at another moment it may not have been pointed down.
Guns being allowed to be carried by protesters, by peacekeepers, but this is the result of all this saying, it's our Second Amendment right, and we can carry and we can have it. Well,
this is what comes from it.
Things like this happen.
What I like are all the comments that people make. That they get up on their high horse and they say, we have to change things. We're better than this. No, know what? We're not. We're not better than this.
We should be better than this.
This is exactly who we are.
We should be better.
We're not better than this. This is who we are.
Introducing more guns into the conversation, it makes for more likely things like this to happen.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem had rushed to the hospital after suffering an allergic reaction to something. Secretary Noem had an allergic reaction.
It's filler.
Maybe she's allergic to silicone or. I don't know. She was transported to the hospital out of an abundance of caution. She's alert and recovering. She's never been alert. What do you mean she's alert? Noem was taken by ambulance to the Washington, D.C. hospital, was holding conversations with members of her security staff, conversations which pretty much said, does my makeup look okay? Do I look all right? According to statements from CNN, Scripps News has reached out for additional comment, but doesn't say what she was allergic to or what happened exactly. Well, this is great news.
What's that?
State health officials are monitoring a potential measles outbreak in southwest Utah after learning an out-of-state resident infected with measles visited family in the region and also exposed others to the measles virus.
It was inevitable.
Yeah. So there you go. And finally, this story. In Florida, there's what they call the Capybara Cafe. Do you know what a capybara is?
It's a little rodent.
It's not little.
Oh,
they're big. Capybaras are big.
They're giant rodents.
A giant rodent.
They are very big, and apparently they're very
sweet
and friendly.
Yes.
And there is a cafe called the Capybara Cafe, and they have muffins and coffee. And they have bottled water and packaged chips, and you can sit at a table with a live capybara. When customers walk around the corner into a small room, they meet the stars, live capybaras.
The stars.
They like to hang out with humans, apparently. The Capybara Cafe in St. Augustine, Florida, claims to be the first of its kind in the U.S., allowing customers to feed, pet, and snuggle the world's largest rodents, which are native to South America. They're kind of dumb-looking. They're kind of like sweet, dumb-looking things. Big, there they are at x96.com/live. Mm-hmm. You can feed them, and you can, so there's one sort of sleeping in that woman's lap. I guess they like people. And I think it would be wonderful to go to the Capybara Cafe, don't you?
Yeah, I'd love to go.
Yeah. Let's see if we can arrange a trip to Florida, shall we?
Just for that.
Yeah.
The only reason.
That's the only reason I would want to go.
All right. Sports weather traffic?
So we're done with hockey. It's going to be 103 tomorrow, and hockey just is finishing.
I've been done with hockey for years.
Florida Panthers handily sealing that up 5-1 over the Edmonton Oilers last night. We're still doing basketball. That's probably going to wrap up pretty soon too. Thunder and Pacers Tomorrow at 6:30, Oklahoma leads that series 3-2. Salt Lake Bees, they are, Bill, the River Cats are in town.
I know.
And it's Bark in the Park tonight. Take your dog to a baseball game.
Mark in the Park?
Bark. I mean, maybe Mark will be there. I don't know. But today will be a good day to go. Tomorrow might be too hot. 93 for a high tomorrow. We're going to dip into record-breaking territory tomorrow. 103 expected tomorrow. And then we cool off for the weekend. Actually, by Sunday, 74 will be the high, so that'll be kind of nice. Traffic, let's refresh this, see if anything news happened. I know Tooele's a mess where that construction is. We also have a crash eastbound I-215 south at State Street, the left lane affected there. And I want to say hi to Clark in Ecuador. He checked in late, but he's all the way in Ecuador, so I wanted to make sure we said hello to Clark.
Okay.
That is your sports, weather, traffic.
All right. And now it's time. Frank Chris presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. It's our Dead Celebrity game. Normally, Frank Chris joins us here in the studio. Frank is a reaper. He reaps the souls of precious, precious celebrities, which makes him feel so bad because he loves the celebrities. Do we have a contestant, by the way?
Yes, we do. It's Andrea.
Andrea, how are you?
I'm great. How are you guys doing this morning?
I'm fine. I'm just fine, Andrea. Andrea, do you know how to play the game Frank Chris Presents?
I do.
Okay. What we're going to do, Frank has given me a list of actors. Because it's International Panic Day, Frank has given me a list of actors in movies where people panic. There's lots of panic going on in these movies. And if you could correctly identify the dead celebrity, the one that Frank unfortunately had to claim, you will win tickets to Pierce the Veil, right?
Yeah, Pierce the Veil, Friday, June 20th at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater, along with Sleeping with Sirens and Beach Weather. You can get tickets and more information at x96.com.
All right, are you ready to go, Andrea?
I am.
All right, listen carefully. Here are 4 celebrities. One of them is dead. You tell me which one is dead. You win the tickets. Number 1, Tippi Hedren. Hedren appeared on the front covers of Life magazine, Glamour magazine, many others. She became an actress after being discovered by director Alfred Hitchcock. She performed in over 80 films and TV shows, including Charlie Chaplin's final film, A Countess from Hong Kong. She received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. In her first film, The Birds, Birds Attack and People Panic. Number 1, Tippi Hedren. Number 2 is Pamela Sue Martin. She was Nancy Drew on the Hardy Boys' Nancy Drew Mysteries. In Season 2, the shows were merged and renamed the Hardy Boys' Nancy Drew Mysteries, which led to Nancy's role being reduced and Pamela Sue Martin becoming frustrated, and she left the series as a result. She was in The Poseidon Adventure, in which people understandably panic when their cruise ship flips over and starts to sink. Number 2, Pamela Sue Martin. Number 3, Andre Braugher, known for his roles as Detective Frank Pembleton in Homicide: Life on the Streets, Captain Raymond Holt on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Braugher's film roles include Glory, Primal Fear, City of Angels, Frequency, and Duets. He also had supporting roles on the TV show The Good Fight and House, and also New Girl and BoJack Horseman. In a movie called The Mist, people panic when a mysterious mist simply envelops the world. Number 3, Andre Braugher. And finally on this list, Miranda Otto. She appeared in supporting roles in The Thin Red Line and What Lies Beneath. She rose to fame for playing Arwen in Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings film series. Panic ensues when extraterrestrials invade Earth and begin destroying cities in War of the Worlds. Number 4, Miranda Otto. All right, those are the actors. Which one is dead, Andrea?
I'm thinking it's number 1, Tippi Hedren.
No, I'm sorry.
I thought she was dead.
She's
surprised.
quite old. She's 95, but she's still with us. Listen, Andrea, I'm going to give you another chance. Listen carefully. If you identify the dead celebrity on this second go-round, we'll give you the tickets anyway. So listen carefully. Is it Pamela Sue Martin? Is it Miranda Otto? Or is it Andre Braugher?
I think it's Andre Braugher.
It is.
Right.
It is Andre Braugher. Died 2 years ago in 2023. He was only 61 years old. It was a very unexpected death. So there you go. You get the tickets, Andrea. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much. Hang on the line, and somebody will tell you what you need to do next. Thanks for playing the Dead Celebrity game.
Well, if Frank is able to get out back on the scooter and back to work today, he should check on Carol Kane. She's 73 today.
Mm-hmm.
Isabella Rossellini is also 73 today.
Let's see, whose kid is Tippi Hedren's?
Melanie Griffith.
Melanie Griffith, that's right. Yeah. So there you go.
Quick check of traffic. Crash eastbound I-215 south at State Street. And just a reminder, Lake Point, if you're out to Tooele trying to get to Salt Lake, though, that construction has slowed things way down through that area. Whatever else you're seeing on the roads, let's see. Infinity member says accident northbound SR36 at I-80 on-ramp in Tooele. Use caution. Thank you for that. Send in whatever you're seeing. 33986. Jerry Seiner Cadillac. Celebrate the new location with an incredible buying experience for your dream car. Come in today and experience the Seiner difference.
Things that must go coming up after these messages. Bill, Stockton 12 Honda.
Stockton 12 Honda, your neighborhood Honda dealer. For the past, it's been over 25 years. Stockton 12 has been selling Hondas and used and pre-owned cars out at the Auto Mall in Sandy. Stockton 12 Honda, I've bought several cars from them, and I will buy next time I need a car. That's where I'll go, Stockton 12 Honda. If you need a car right now, this is a good time for trade-ins. There's top dollar being paid for trade-ins. Stockton 12 Honda says that they can give you, their expert appraisers can give you maximum value for your current vehicle. Stockton 12 is Salt Lake City's most trusted name in Honda vehicles. And they also, the moment you step in the door at Stockton 12 Honda, you'll find the best sales and the best service experience around. You can tell that people are happy to be working there, and they treat people very well at Stockton 12 Honda. So it's the dealership that really, really, really likes you, and you will really like them. Stockton 12 Honda, Southtown Auto Mall in Sandy.
Just for Gina, I'm so excited with this Halloween because Gina loves like Kit Kats, and Twix, popcorn.
Yes.
Right? I have Halloween candy, cheese and wine pairings all together. So you do if you have your Kit Kats.
Yeah.
See, this is lost on you though.
I mean, the cheese part is, but not the candy.
You go with the triple cream brie.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And pair that with Prosecco.
I could see where that would be good if you liked the cheese part.
So like a Twix bar.
Yeah.
You get yourself a blue cheese and pair it with Merlot. Caramel popcorn. Go with an aged Gouda or Gouda. That's how you're supposed to say it.
Yes.
But here in America, we say Gouda. Pair that with a hard cider.
If you've done one of Jimmy the Wine Guy's, he does all kinds of different pairings that he'll come to your home and do
He will.
And one of the things he does, believe it or not, is with popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
Popcorn and wine.
He does a whole popcorn and wine pairing.
Which you wouldn't think that would be a thing, but it's a thing.
It's delicious.
What candy would pair with all the Miller Lights that I have hanging out in my house?
Well, I just had the hard cider. That's
close.
That's
No, it's the same
sweet.
color.
A little too sweet.
Miller Lite, really?
I don't have any beer pairings.
It's left over from a party.
Terribly sorry. Butterfinger.
Okay.
And sharp cheddar. Pair that with a Cabernet Sauvignon.
I could see a Butterfinger in a cab.
You get a Snickers with a Gruyere. Pair that with a Pinot Grigio.
Okay.
Crunch Bar, Nestle's Crunch Bar.
I haven't had a Crunch Bar in a long time.
You pair that with Camembert and Champagne.
Oh.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Yes.
With a Manchego cheese.
Okay.
Pair with a Rioja wine.
Oh.
Delicious.
I have the Halloween candy at home, so I could experiment with this.
You could.
I have a half-open Corona from the other day. That I
You
could
should
also
get
use
rid
to
of that. That
experiment.
won't keep very well.
It's still cold.
It's still cold.
I didn't put a lime in it, so...
Oh, yeah. See,
Lime's expensive.
Yeah.
He didn't taint it with a lime. So he's fine.
X96.
7:04.
And Gloria in Cottonwood said, hey, I've got this thing that must go in Cottonwood. And I'm going to text it to... No, Gloria, you got to email us those from Cottonwood and everywhere else. Radio from Hell at x96.com.
Is this sponsored at all?
You bet. Don't pay for tires and oil changes ever again. Get tires and oil changes for life with every new and used Mazda purchase from Bountiful Mazda. See Bountiful Mazda today for details.
Things that must go on the radio from Hell Show.
These are things that are bugging you, our dear friends of the program. Things that are just you can't take it anymore. People getting in your way, people making your life hard. So you say, I'm going to send this to Radio from Hell, and maybe it'll make me feel better if they read mine on the air. And sometimes when we read them on the air, we hear that these things actually disappear from your life. Mm-hmm. So send your must goes to Radio from Hell at x96.com. Put must go in the subject line. Gina, you want to go first?
Sure. Let's see. This is from Kirk. It is okay to use my name. Things that must go. My wife and I being subliminally trained by Radio from Hell like a pair of Pavlovian dogs to ring an air bell every time Bill says the date ending in the year of our Lord 2025.
Ding.
Yeah, I do it too.
Yes, I do it. And I need to remember to grab Carrie's bell in the morning. I'm doing everything else and I forget.
Gina always telling us she's going to post a fabulous thing she's talking about on Twitter when she knows we all deleted our Twitter accounts when they had the ownership change. I don't know where else to put it.
Blue Sky, maybe. Not a lot of people use Blue Sky.
I know.
But...
It's like I'm still on Twitter. I hate it and it's horrible and it gets worse every day. But yeah, you're right. Parents at the airport who treat the moving sidewalks like an e-ticket attraction at Disneyland.
Well, it's fun.
Let's see. This is from Melanie. Just one quick thing. Gina judging everyone who leaves their dog in their car as a terrible pet parent. Well, my husky suffers from separation anxiety and goes everywhere with me, including to work, like Katie Brown. Mm-hmm. You don't bring Vax to work because he has anxiety.
No.
He just likes to come.
Yes.
While I acknowledge many people aren't sensitive to the needs of their pups, I assure you I am. And Gina, my son says you remind him of me, and I love you dearly. I love your show very much, Melanie. I'm sure
don't leave your dog in the car, though.
I'm sure you're a good pet owner, and it's just
especially in the summer
makes me nervous leaving the dogs in the car. This is from Lori. I work for a large defense contractor in Salt Lake. The bathrooms are separated by a wall, and we share the plumbing. What must go is when I'm sitting on the toilet in the ladies' room, and some dude goes into the men's room and plops himself down on the toilet behind me so hard I almost get bucked off the toilet.
What?
Connected.
I can't imagine.
Today I nearly dropped my phone. Yes, I hide in there to check messages. Men, you don't need to hurl yourself down unless it's an emergency. Yikes. Thanks for letting me listen.
Is that it?
Yep.
I'll go next. Let's see. This one says, howdy, you can use my name. Here are a couple of things that I think must go. Manufacturers of medications not having the medications. Ones that are needed. Both my husband and myself have to deal with this the last 4 months, having to call around, trying to find what we need in the way of medication, and then having to get the prescription that the pharmacy...
Yeah, they're out of it. They don't make enough of it.
They don't make enough of it. People who don't say anything when someone sneezes. Well, are you supposed to?
Bless you.
Do you have to do that?
Isn't it kind of awkward when somebody sneezes and nobody says anything?
I remember when Carrie used to say Godzilla.
No,
but just saying nothing.
What? Why point it out? Why point it out that somebody has sneezed? You know, just let people sneeze. Big deal. And let's see. And last but not least, people that say "nip it in the butt." It's bud. It's nip it in the bud, not the butt. Every time somebody says "nip it in the butt," I'm picturing someone on their knees nibbling on some. Okay, that's fine. Listen, what you need to do when somebody says "nip it in the butt," say "Gesundheit."
Sure.
Let's see. This one says positional vertigo must go. This is Ranger Kate. For the second time in 5 years, I woke up feeling like I was stuck on a hyperspeed merry-go-round.
Oh, I have had that, Kate.
The
It's
worst
awful.
spins and dizziness ever. Yesterday morning, I missed your show. Those damn crystals in my ear need to stay put. Damn it. I wonder why. Why was there an injury? I know you had an injury.
Yeah, I hit my head, but sometimes, and now even all these years later, if I roll over too fast in bed, like sometimes that's all it takes to get me spinning again.
Yep.
Honey, take your time when you roll over in bed. Okay.
Very
Just take your time when you roll over in bed. Thankfully, the maneuvers seem to work. I'm feeling better today, but the vertigo, you never know when it's going to come back with a vengeance. Wish me luck driving to work. Vertigo plus falling down and injuring my foot and knee over Memorial Day. It's not the way I wanted to spend my Memorial Day. Anyway. Sorry, Kate, you're having trouble. And then finally feel free to use my name. Forced tipping prior to receiving service must go. I can't count. You don't have to do it. They don't force you.
Yeah, well, they'll hand you the thing where you have to sign it, and it is before they've done anything. The tip thing pops up, and you have to select it or not. I guess.
Don't put anything on there. I mean, I understand. I refuse to tip really when it's a jar on a counter,
right?
Yeah.
And they're not really doing anything. They're just handing you something. Or you go up and you pay. Why tip? Why put a tip there? If you're doing a service, then you tip.
Yeah.
All right, Katie?
I've just got a couple. Hello, Lords and Katie. Feel free to use my name. It's Jen. My things that must go is coming home from vacation. Like, how is this even legal? 1 minute, I'm living my best life, toes in the sand, ocean sounds, not a care in the world. And the next I'm back at work, pretending I know how to respond to emails and eat salad instead of all the delicious vacation food. It's rude. It must go. Anyway, thanks for letting me listen, even if real life is now back and aggressively knocking on my door. This one, feel free to use my name, Danica. Thank you for letting me listen and hopefully get rid of a few things. The little bit of makeup that gets stuck in the corner of your eye multiple times a day. Yeah, those little, goobers. Paper cuts on your fingers. Yeah, definitely. Labels on products that state peel here for more information, and the peel here doesn't work properly. And then weight gain for no apparent reason. That is things that must go.
Things that must go on the radio from Hell Show.
Boy, I'm feeling bad for folks out in Tooele because I can see on the cameras it's a dead stop there, and we're hearing from Infinity members that just through the Lake Point area headed eastbound is the construction there has just made things very difficult for folks out there. Sorry, guys. If you're stuck in it, let me know when you're unstuck or if things are getting better, and I will pass that along to everyone, and not just there, whatever you're seeing on the roads anywhere. 33986 is where you text in that information. Salt Lake Acting Company's summer show, The Secret Lives of the Real Wives of the Salt Lake Hive, runs June 25th through August 17th. This production is a cabaret-style show with table seating, theater seats. You can bring your own food and drink. Yes, anything you would like to drink.
Bring a bottle of wine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
And you can find out more about that at saltlakeactingcompany.org. And you can go to x96.com. There's a rotating banner at the top that tells you about the special event that we are doing.
It says right here, join Radio from Hell at Salt Lake Acting Company's June 29th for a Not Safe for Work podcast recording, and then see The Secret Lives of the Real Wives in the Salt Lake Hive. It's the annual satire musical that SLAC has done for years.
Very funny.
Yeah, it's on Sunday, June 29th. You bring your own food and drink, as Gina said, and you can come and we'll do a Not Safe for Work podcast. Then we'll all go watch the show. You can buy tickets by just clicking on the link here at x96.com. And please join us.
All right, coming up after these messages and a song, it is Boner of the Day.
Oh, yes, let's see. The candidates are today... Boner candidate number 1, the big lie about the McDonald's McFlurry. Boner candidate number 2, the cops have been stealing our electricity. And number 3, the president is so funny.
No.
All right, Boner's on the way after this.
I had a deviled egg yesterday, 2 deviled eggs, and I didn't even think about that's really expensive.
What do you mean that's expensive?
Well, I mean, eggs are expensive.
Oh.
And
I wasn't going to say anything.
You're eating like a king, then, is what you're saying.
I went to talk to these people. So I still do this podcast, Let's Go Eat. And I went to this restaurant with Jimmy to talk to them. It's called Violet. and it's on Stratford Avenue, if you know where that is.
I had takeout from there.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you have a
and I
deviled
had the
egg?
deviled egg.
They're
Is that the
excellent.
thing?
They are excellent.
They're known for their
It's
deviled
one of the
eggs?
things that they do.
Yes, it's what it's the Peterson family. It's Myra and Troy Peterson, and they consider that Myra does most of the cooking. She considers that one of their signature dishes. Not your grandma's deviled eggs, they're called.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had fried zucchini spears, and I don't like zucchini much, but these were great. They're deep fried in panko and
Well, you deep fry anything.
like a Parmesan cheese. And then what else do we have? Oh, and then she calls them mini Greek burritos. They're just essentially tomates, but they're really good. And I said, why did you call them burritos? And she said, well, I was sort of teaching the staff how to wrap the grape leaves up. And I said, look, you just do it like a little burrito. And so she said, I decided to call them mini burritos. But really nice people. And when I sat down, Troy said, he didn't really realize who I was until I...
Who did he think he was meeting with?
Well, he just was meeting some people who do a podcast called The Let's Go Eat Show. And he knows Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows Jimmy.
Yeah, everybody knows Jimmy. As a matter of fact, Jimmy lives in that neighborhood somewhere. And he said, you're Bill Allred on the radio, yeah. And I said, yeah. And he said, I have to tell you this. My son, 8 years old, we get in the car every day, and we have to get in the car. He says, come on, we're going to miss Beat Gina. My 8-year-old son, when I drive him to school, just absolutely loves.
Play.
Yeah, call and play.
Well, I told him, I said, if you want to bring it, I think he said his son's name was Ren.
How old is he?
8.
8. And what grade is that?
I don't know.
Fourth grade? Third grade?
Yeah, third or fourth grade probably.
Because the questions tomorrow are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Perfect.
Questions.
But I told him, I said, if you want to do something really special for him, you can bring him to the studio if you want.
Sure.
When Beat Gina is being played sometime. And we'll...
that would be fun.
But they're really nice people, and you should. How did you find out about them? I had never heard of them.
I don't recall. Sue just ordered some takeout.
Yeah, they do takeout. It's a really quaint little place. It's Stratford Avenue. You know where it is. You know that.
It's been a bunch of different restaurants.
It used to be a proper restaurant. Was there?
It was Stratford proper.
They've been there for about a year. Violet, and they're just they're exceptionally nice, and it's just got a great atmosphere. It's like you can tell it's a place where a lot of people sort of get to know each other at the restaurant. It's sort of place where you sit down and you're eating and you end up talking to somebody at another table.
Says the guy who's eating eggs like they're just everywhere.
I hadn't had a deviled egg in so long. But they do all kinds of stuff. They have wine and they have beer and, they do lunch and dinner and then brunch on Sunday.
How much are eggs now?
I think you can still get, somebody was saying you can still get Oakdale eggs, the eggs, the local ones for $5 maybe.
Is it Oakdale or Oakdell?
Oakdell. Yeah, Oakdell.
It's tempting because of the Utah accent.
It is. Is it D-E-L-L?
If you see Dale, people say Dell here, but it is Dell.
It is in fact D-E-L-L.
Yeah.
That's funny. I never thought of that. I think I've always called them Oakdale, but it's not. It's Oakdale. Anyway, so I've got to go back. I want to try a meatloaf sandwich.
Oh, yeah. We're working through the beef.
Yeah.
And Joe brought home a magazine, which is like 102 things you can do with ground beef.
Oh, okay.
And there are like 4 or 5 different meatloaf recipes in there.
I don't know what's wrong with my family. They don't like meatloaf. They don't want it.
That's
just something wrong with
in
them.
any form, in
Pretty
any
much.
way, in any.
Pretty much.
But so as Joe's making dinner and I drink wine because that's what we do.
That's what you do.
He hands it to me. He's like, go through here and dog ear some of these recipes.
The recipes that you want, yes.
So there's meatloaf. But there was also, and the headline caught me immediately, it said, how to cook a good, well-done hamburger. And I'm like...
Okay.
And this is like, what is it, the cooking lab? The
I don't know.
It's a sciencey publication on
No idea.
on cooking, and the guy who's
Is it
writing
America's Test Kitchen?
Yes, thank you. He said you should cook hamburger thoroughly, but how do you do it and keep it juicy? And the test kitchen tried and tried all these different ways, and he said, "Do you know what we discovered?
What's that?
You cook it like a meatloaf. What keeps a meatloaf moist?
You know, I've always
Yeah,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
You put breadcrumbs in it."
Okay.
And some kind of dairy like milk or and you put that, you mix it in with the hamburger
And then
meat,
you bake it.
and then it will stay moist.
You don't bake it, though.
You grill it.
You grill
still
it.
grill
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
I'm dying to try that.
All right.
Well, why don't you do that?
And by dying to try that, I'm dying
To
for
have your
my
husband
husband
make
make it and present it to me on a plate.
You know, I've always found when it comes to meat that you should not let your meat loaf.
Do you think maybe that's why your family hates meatloaf?
Might
Just because they have to sit through that joke every time?
It might be.
We are not having meatloaf because...
Don't. That might be it.
Dad's going to tell the
I'm
joke.
going to do the
He said
meatloaf.
meatloaf. He's going to do it again.
And people take you to task, Bill, because you don't like bald meat, but loafed meat is fine.
Loafed meat is okay.
I
had some. I was served some meatballs recently, and I couldn't be rude and not eat them, so I smashed them.
Well, yeah.
Smashed them into
about
a
it?
loaf shape. Yeah, smashed them into with a fork. I smashed them into a loaf shape.
And everyone talks about the meatloaf, the meatball sandwich. They love a meatball sandwich. I'm like, it's too difficult to eat.
Yeah, it's
You know,
messy.
You smash the meatballs
Yeah.
and then put them in the sandwich.
Yeah, that's
which
what
is
I think.
essentially a meatloaf sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what got me hating bald meat is a meatloaf sandwich.
Now Burge has a
meatballs.
point. What if I refer to them as beef wads
No, that's not
No.
better.
instead of
That's
meatballs?
worse.
No.
That's
worse.
worse.
No, that's
How about
that's-
orbs?
Yeah.
Beef orbs.
Beef orbs.
If they're not, no, it's got no. It's
No?
because they're just stupid. I don't know why anybody makes them. What's the point of balling up the meat?
There's a long history.
I know. I just don't get it.
Tradition. I'm making a vegan meatloaf this weekend.
What do you make it out? It's not a meatloaf. Call it something else.
See, again, this person texting in, more detail.
A veggie loaf.
We need
not a
more
meatloaf.
detail.
It's a vegetable loaf.
Yeah.
It's not a meat loaf.
You can't just text something like that. You need,
We need details.
yeah. Squished beef sandwich. Squished beef?
Sure.
No.
I don't think I'd like cubed beef either.
Cubed?
How would
Yeah.
you keep it cubed?
I don't know. But if somebody
Sounds
did
very
it,
involved.
He doesn't know, but he knows that he would not
I
like
would not
it.
care for it. I would not care for it if somebody did that. I'm
Sharp-edged
serving.
beef,
I'm
I have.
serving you cubed meat. No.
All right. It stacks nicely.
Well, there's cube steak.
The cult.
Somebody thinks you should name your duck Firewoman, Bill.
Name your duck Firewoman.
Somebody
What?
suggested that.
No.
No?
No. No. That's
Not a good name for a duck?
I don't know what I would name it, but I wouldn't name it
Not
Firewoman.
Firewoman?
No.
I would name it Ducky.
Well, no.
I thought you said you were going to call it Duck yesterday.
No, I didn't say any. I didn't. I haven't thought of a name for my duck.
Okay. Well, tuck that away for a possibility.
My friend the duck.
The whole thing. 7:23, and it is now time for the boner of the day. 3 dumb, stupid stories, and you get to decide which one is the worst, which one should be boner of the day.
I struggled to find. You would think that there would be no shortage of boner candidates.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I struggled today to find 3 good
No, Bill,
stories.
sell it. Why? Don't say that. Say I found 3 excellent, wonderful stories for you. Sell it.
What, Gina? Would you have me lie? You would have me lie to the people.
Maybe these will speak to people. Maybe
Well,
they'll
we'll
do
see.
it.
We'll see. I found the best ones I could given the material that was before me. Here's boner candidate number 1: the big lie about the McDonald's McFlurry. McDonald's ice cream machine, notorious for being broken. You've heard those stories.
Oh, yeah.
So much so that there's even a website dedicated to it. But one customer decided to take matters into his own hands when his McFlurry wasn't mixed properly. There was a clip shown 1.4 million likes that showed a customer asking a McDonald's employee if the mixer wasn't working after receiving his McFlurry.
Okay.
Rather than letting it be and moving on with his unmixed McFlurry, the patron said, "I'm not putting up with this," walked around the counter into the kitchen and straight to the mixer. Then he mixed his own McFlurry. The machine seemed to work just fine, and it mixed up the Oreos with the ice cream as the customer wished.
Because you want it blended. You
Yes.
don't want the Oreos just sitting on the top.
The whole debacle sparked debate, with some people defending the customer's overstep and accusing the McDonald's employee of lying. Probably pretty close to closing, and it was already deep cleaned, so they just didn't want to clean the machine again and lied about it, somebody said. You all act as if the mixer touches the ice cream. It literally mixes with the spoon. That lady just straight out lied, wrote another person. Why is McDonald's always lying about the ice cream machines?
Liars.
However, many others argued that there was likely a valid reason the employee said that the machine wasn't working. Sometimes this is workers' code for, "I can't in good conscience use it on your food." I worked at McDonald's for years, and an employee tells you something isn't working, please trust them, another one said.
Okay.
I think it's a big lie. Okay. It's the big McFlurry lie, and I'm sick of it, right. And it's boner candidate number one. The lie about the McDonald's McFlurry. Here's boner candidate number two. You know, the cops have been stealing our electricity. The Salt Lake City Police Department says it's been taking electricity from Rocky Mountain Power for about 9 years without paying for it. Concerned Salt Lake City Police Department employees alerted Fox News earlier this year, detectives dressing up as construction workers to plug in undercover cameras to Rocky Mountain Power poles. Some covert cameras are instead plugged into the Salt Lake City light poles, drawing from electricity that the city already pays for out of its annual budget. But costs related to cameras plugged directly into Rocky Mountain Power poles are indirectly passed on to ratepayers across Utah, according to the utility company. Rocky Mountain Power said it allows other law enforcement agencies to plug cameras into their poles with a written agreement. For example, the Salt Lake County Sheriff's Office has a contract with Rocky Mountain Power. No such written agreement exists with Salt Lake City Police Department. Instead, the SLCPD Chief Brian Redd referred to the arrangement as, it's a kind of an informal agreement. That's what it is. It's an informal agreement with Rocky Mountain Power. Somebody set this up before I ever got here. I think it was a verbal agreement. That's what I understand. It was a verbal agreement. I mean, I wasn't there, obviously. I'm just learning about this, gaining some knowledge, but neither side was able to name the individuals who entered into the so-called informal agreement. Chief Redd joined SLCPD in March of 2025. He said he didn't learn about the arrangement until receiving media inquiries about it. Is the Salt Lake City Police Department stealing power? Asked Fox News. Well, I think that would depend on how Rocky Mountain Power feels about it, responded Chief Redd. I wouldn't call it stealing exactly. We're in conversations with Rocky Mountain Power, obviously, because, you're bringing this issue to us, and, we'll be looking at that and seeing what's appropriate moving forward. Rocky Mountain Power declined an on-camera interview, but said it was not particularly concerned, so long as the cameras are installed safely and being used for law enforcement purposes. Chief Redd has promised to be transparent about, but they're using this electricity. It's electricity that we have to pay for, but apparently the SLCPD does not have to, at least at this point. They have about 60 cameras that they have plugged in, and they're plugged in and just
sucking it?
Just using the power. The cops have been stealing our power. Boner candidate number 2. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. The president is so funny.
I don't know about that.
All right, boner candidate number 3 coming up after this big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by...
Experience the Utah Arts Festival June 19th through the 22nd at Library Square, featuring legendary performers including Leftover Salmon, Robert Randolph, Souls of Mischief, Grammy nominee MV Caldera. Get tickets now at uaf.org.
Well, Tyler Perry is being sued for sexual assault.
Really?
A former longtime regular on Tyler Perry's White House drama, The Oval, is accusing the Medea star of sexual assault, sexual harassment, and retaliation in a $260 million lawsuit. Claims that Tyler Perry vehemently denies. Using his influence, Mr. Perry provided vulnerable men with acting positions, roles, show contracts, cars, and money. A lawyer for Derek Dixon says of Perry's M.O. to their client and others in the 10-claim complaint filed June 13th in Los Angeles. Once the object of his desire was hooked, Tyler Perry would then put them in fear of losing everything unless they engaged in Mr. Perry's perverted desire for sexual gratification. Mr. Perry would easily kill off the character in the show of an actor who failed to indulge his sexual fantasies.
We have proof of this?
Well, I don't know. They're taking it to court, invoking the names of Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Sean Combs, Kevin Spacey, and on, many others in the industry. Dixon's action details how allegedly on multiple occasions Mr. Perry sexually assaulted Mr. Dixon, including one instance where he forcibly... Oh, I can't say that.
Yeah.
I can't do that. No,
Nope.
Can't do it. In response, Tyler Perry's representatives say, this is just BS. It's nothing but BS. This is an individual who got close to Tyler Perry for what now appears to be nothing more than setting up a scam, according to Matthew Boyd, an attorney for Tyler Perry.
He's a very wealthy man.
He has a good reputation, too,
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part.
You can see, I mean, I'm not discounting this person's claims, but you can see how that could happen. He's got a lot of money. I bet I could get some of it if...
Yeah, he's beloved in Atlanta, where his Tyler Perry has this big studio complex and everything. So, let's see, the New York Governor Kathy Hochul has commented on the arrest of mayoral candidate Brad Lander. He's running for mayor of New York, and he was arrested by ICE. He was released from custody on Tuesday, about 4 hours after he was arrested. When elected officials are being detained without cause, we have to ask what the hell is happening in our country, Hochul wrote. This federal overreach cannot go unchecked. Mr. Lander's wife, Meg Barnett, wrote on X, while escorting a defendant out of immigration court at 26 Federal Plaza, Brad was taken by masked agents and detained by ICE. Video of the incident posted online showed Lander outside a courtroom being approached by officers, including some wearing masks. Lander repeatedly asked the officers to show him a judicial warrant before he was handcuffed, according to the video posted by Barnett, his wife. The Department of Homeland Security said Lander was arrested for assaulting law enforcement and impeding a federal officer, although none of that really appears on the video in question, so... The incident comes just days after police handcuffed Senator Alex Padilla, Democrat of California, after he was forcibly removed from a press conference that Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem was holding in Los Angeles.
And it was nice because the governor went down there and she said, I'm not leaving until you let him go. Because he's
Brad
not,
Lander.
Yeah, he's not charged with it. Tell me what the charges are. And she stayed there for a couple of hours and said, I am not leaving until you either charge him with a crime or let him go. And they finally let him go.
So apparently they didn't have anything to charge him with.
He didn't do anything wrong.
Ah, my.
Good for her for sticking up for him.
A fire that began last week in Dixie National Forest has increased to nearly 5,000 acres. It's in the Panguitch area. The fire was discovered June 11, about 6.5 miles southeast of Hatch, Utah, in Garfield County. It was just 10 acres at the time. Now it's over 5,000. The National Forest Service reported that firefighters were trying to hold the fire on the west side of the East Fork Road to avoid impacts to Bryce Canyon City and the Bryce National Park on Tuesday. The Forest Service suspects that lightning caused the fire, which began in an area too dangerous for firefighters to access. As such, water was released by helicopter over the original 10-acre fire, but they've not been able to bring it under control. Let's see. There is a free speech advocacy group demanding the Utah State Board of Education change its guidance that says students can't bring personal copies of banned books to school.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Arguing that the guidance violates the students' First Amendment rights. The group, the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, or FIRE, sent a letter Monday to Davina Southoff, the library media specialist for the Utah School Board. Fire asserts that while obscene materials and speech are not protected under the First Amendment, Utah's definition of sensitive materials doesn't meet the legal standard for obscenity. So students still have the right to bring those books to school. Schools are not just removing books from classroom instruction, they're entirely banning students' personal possession of non-obscene books on all school property. The Utah School Board did not immediately respond Tuesday for requests for comment. 18 books are currently banned from Utah's public schools in accordance with a law passed last year. The titles include books written by acclaimed authors like Margaret Atwood, Judy Blume, and Ellen Hopkins. The most recent book added to the list in May was Sarah Gruen's Water for Elephants. Under Utah law, a book must be removed from all public schools in the state if at least 3 school districts or at least 2 school districts and 5 charter schools determine it amounts to objective, sensitive.
Why aren't you just
material.
happy that kids are reading books?
I don't.
Because honestly, I don't know how many kids are reading books.
I don't know what.
Not enough.
See, what happens though? So if you allow these kids to bring the books to school in their personal possession, they might pass them around, and other kids might see them.
Okay,
you
to
know,
read books. I would love it if kids were sharing books at school, and you should really read this book. It's a good book. You should. I don't think this is happening.
No, it isn't. A pilot suffered only minor injuries after his plane flipped over, attempting to land at the Heber City Airport on Tuesday. I mean, it literally was upside down. When emergency personnel arrived at the scene, they found the pilot outside of the aircraft, alert and walking around. The pilot was the only person in the plane and suffered only minor cuts and abrasions. The pilot said the crash occurred during a practice session involving grass landing. No, I mean, that means landing on grass.
I guessed that, yeah.
Okay, no, it's not like he was smoking grass and trying to land. With the plane overturning during one of those attempts. It was kind of an odd scene to see that plane upside down. A Las Vegas man will spend a year in jail and 4 years on probation as part of a plea deal after being found in St. George trafficking a teenage girl from Massachusetts. Tivon Jarrell Cullors Tillman was sentenced last week to a term of 1 to 15 years in prison for benefiting from human trafficking for sexual exploitation. 5th District Judge Eric Gentry suspended the prison terms, ordered him to serve 1 year in jail, no prison time but jail time, with credit for 109 days already spent in jail. I don't know. I think they should just lock him up and leave him there for a while. It seems like he's getting off pretty easy there. And, okay, that's it.
Okay. Weather, traffic?
68 right now, going to be 93 for a high today, which will feel cool compared to tomorrow, which we're expecting 103 and to break records. There's actually a heat advisory in effect for Thursday into Friday, and a red flag warning. Means that there's fire danger in the foothills and in the mountains. We will cool off over the weekend, though. 84 Saturday, 74 for a high on Sunday. That'll feel super nice. Let's see, traffic. Not super nice in Tooele, I'm afraid. Lots of slowdowns out at Lake Point, and now there's an accident on top of all the construction. Crash eastbound I-80, milepost 99 at Lake Point. Crash eastbound I-80, 2 miles east of Saltaire. Left lane is closed there. Crash northbound I-15 off-ramp, milepost 289, that's Bangor Highway in Salt Lake. The Summer Showdown continues this weekend with The Favorite, starring Olivia Colman, and The Grand Budapest Hotel, a Wes Anderson movie. Get your tickets now at slfstix.org.
Here's boner candidate number 3. The president is so funny. Maria Bartiromo was speaking with Representative Dan Crenshaw about the U.S. Army's costly 250th anniversary celebrations on Saturday, which coincided with Donald Trump's 79th birthday, and also the millions who participated in the anti-Trump No Kings protests nationwide on the same day. I love the way the president handled those protesters, Bartiromo said, before reading out a Truth Social post she thought was from Trump. It read, "A huge thank you to all the No Kings protesters yesterday. I was very concerned that a king was trying to take my place, but thanks to your tireless efforts, I am still your president. Great job. Yeah, I saw that, said Crenshaw. The president sure had fun with that, didn't he?
No.
Said Bartiromo.
No.
The Post, however, was fake.
He doesn't have a sense of humor, Maria.
He didn't do that. It's not real. Now, Eric Trump said, Don Jr. said, well, it's not real, but it should be.
Because
it should be.
Because if you're saying something positive about my dad, that's it should be true.
Boner candidate number 3. Oh, the president is so funny. Well, those are your 3 terrible boner candidates right there.
Bill, you're supposed to sell them. These are great.
All right, let's get to voting, shall we? Boner candidate number 1, the big lie about the McDonald's McFlurry. I'm tired of McDonald's lying about this.
Somebody
I'm
get
sick
to
of
the
it.
bottom of that.
I'm tired of it. Boner candidate number 2, the cops have been stealing our electricity. Apparently, Salt Lake City Police Department has been using some portions of Rocky Mountain Power's electric grid without paying for it. And the new police chief said, I think there was a gentleman's agreement on this. And then boner candidate number 3, the president is so funny.
All right, it is time for to vote for Boner of the Day.
I dare you vote for one of those.
One, 2, or 3, whichever one you think should win Boner of the Day for today, June 18th, 2025. You can text your vote in to 33986. Just put 1, 2, or 3 in the text message line and send it in. You can call our wonderful intern in the producer's booth, 877-602-9696, or you can go online and cast your vote at x96.com. There's a Boner of the Day post right out there, but you only have about 4 minutes to do so get on it.
Well, we ought to remind people again, we'll be in the Pride Parade on Sunday. And I wish I had a better memory as to how many years
we've been in the parade, doing the parade.
It's been.
I remember we had to fight to get into it.
Yeah, our management didn't think it would be a good idea for us to be
at the time. Yeah,
the ownership of the station at that time said, we shouldn't be in a gay pride parade. I don't think so. And then finally, we finally talked them into it. And so they let us do it. Then they said, but they wouldn't let the country station.
They said, "Well, I don't think the country station."
And I was like, "You never heard of a gay cowboy? That's you never
Brokeback Mountain.
Never, not even before that.
Well, the gay rodeo. I don't think they have that anymore. But
I think they do. I did see something about that.
Oh, they?
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I forget the guy's name who was one of the organizers. I met him a few years ago and hung out with him for a while. Just the nicest old cowboy you could ever want to meet. He just. Skinny cowboy.
If you want to find out more about all the stuff going on for Pride, it starts today, and all the information is at utahpridecenter.org. We'll be in the parade on Sunday, but don't wait till Sunday to participate. You can do stuff all weekend there.
Yeah, there's music acts, and you can buy VIP tickets that'll get you in all 3 days, and I think the VIP tickets come with like drink tickets and that kind of thing. So.
And if you're wondering what your ticket price goes for, this is to help out the Utah Pride Center. They provide all kinds of services for all ages of people. They're just there for you. They're a center that's fighting, 12 months a year to help people that need that assistance.
I'm racking my brain now because we were talking about the gay rodeo, and there was a Marvel comic character. I read this and it was great. That it's been around forever as a cowboy. Two Gun Kid, I think, was the name of it. And then they retooled him and made him gay. And it was like a 4 or 5 issue limited series, and it was just so well done. Darwin Cook, I think, did the artwork on it. But then that reminded me that another comic book company got the rights to Snagglepuss. You remember the
Snagglepuss,
the cartoon panther?
Exit stage left.
And they wrote him with all the other Hanna-Barbera characters in the comic book as well. And he was a gay playwright in the 30s.
I can see that.
It was a great read, still available.
Yeah, Bill, the Utah Gay Rodeo. UtahGayRodeo.com. They're still around. Founded in 1979.
We had them on the show a while ago.
Yeah.
Founded in 1979, operated as a group of local country western gays helping out the community. They're still around.
And they're nice guys. And,
June 16th through the 18th at the Golden Spike Event Center, Crossroads of the West Rodeo.
Regional rodeo featuring the. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Well, I don't know if the country station should be in the
Yes,
I don't
of
know.
course they
Pride
should.
Parade.
Are there gay cowboys?
Yes, there's
Really?
There's gay everything.
What?
I was going to say one of my best friends was a country music radio program director.
There's not
Who's
some
gay.
segment where.
Are there gay baseball players?
Yes.
How about gay mountain climbers?
Yes.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Gay policemen?
Yes.
What?
I know, right?
Gay farmers?
Uh-huh.
No
Yes.
gay farmers.
Nope, there are.
What?
Sure.
My worldview is shattered.
Zach reminds me, it was the Rawhide Kid, not the Two Gun Kid. Rawhide Kid was Marvel's gay cowboy. Yes,
That makes much more sense.
a little bit more sense.
The rawhide.
But a great read. It really was. All right, then we will we'll take a break.
Gay board members?
Yes.
7:45, and it is time to award the boner of the day.
Did you know that capybaras are noted for their calm demeanors, their friendliness, and their big snouts?
I did not.
I only was telling you that because I don't have the results of the boner voting. I suspect it's because nobody voted.
Not one? We didn't get one vote for anything?
I'm guessing that nobody voted.
They're coming over right now.
No, they're not. I don't see them at all. Oh, now she's typing, and now...
What'd you have for dinner last night, Bill?
Well, the boner of the day is brought to you...
There you go.
It's brought to you in part by, it was Greek.
The Greeks? Food from the Greeks?
Food from the Greeks. Okay, there we go. So not a lot of votes.
And Salt Lake Acting Company's Secret Lives of the Real Wives of the Salt Lake Hive, running June 25th through August 17th. This production is a cabaret-style show with table seating and theater seats. You can bring your own food and drink. Get tickets at saltlakeactingcompany.org.
I don't believe there'll be any capybaras there, though.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Well, so the voting was rather even for the most part, but the winner, nobody broke 100, so that tells me something, was boner candidate number 3. The president is so funny. Let's just move on and pretend it didn't happen. Pretend it didn't happen.
Well, it's a good thing we have Dr. Josh Davis, our veterinarian friend, here to distract us from
It is. He's here to answer your questions about your dogs and your cats.
And your capybaras?
877-602-9696. Dr. Davis actually knows something about capybaras. We were talking off the air.
Yeah, nothing useful medically, but they are they are pretty cute little guys for sure.
Apparently, they can run pretty fast, and they can hold their breath for up to 4 minutes. Which comes in handy, I guess.
That's impressive.
And they like to snuggle with people. So 877 and they're noted for their big snouts.
Yeah, okay.
Big snoots.
877-602-9696. You have any questions about your dogs or your cats? Dr. Josh Davis is here to answer them. It looks like you have surgery today.
Yeah, we do. Got a hip
scrubs?
surgery and a limb amputation for cancer.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, it's going to be a rough day for them. Yeah, but
Well,
they need it.
Is it a cat or a dog?
Dogs.
But animals, we've discussed this in the past, dogs in particular and cats seem to do just fine with missing a limb, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do fine with that. Missing an eyeball sometimes. Yeah, they don't care about cosmetics. They just want to get around. So they're happy to not be in pain usually.
877-602-9696 if you have any questions at all about what your pets are going through. Is there anything that people ought to be aware of in the summer about their dogs and cats that they need to watch out for?
Yeah, the big one always is just heat and cars and pavement, things like that. So
yeah, we had a thing that must go today of a woman saying, "Don't get mad at me for leaving my dog in the car. He gets anxiety when I don't bring him with me."
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary for sure. And it is so hot right now that it doesn't take a lot of time in a car, and you can just get irreversible damage to them. And I've seen that firsthand, and it's not good at all.
And their paws really do not do well on the pavement, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the hotter that pavement, I mean, the pavement's always hotter than the outside air. And I've literally seen them just blister all their paw pads off, just, running across a parking lot or just out doing too much in that heat.
Vax, every day, Vax and I sprint across the street, and we'll stop at the median in the dirt so he can do his thing. But
do they get used to wearing those little booties I see sometimes?
You can get them. Yeah, you just got to train them to get used to them. And that can really help hiking, because even though hiking isn't hot, not all dogs are ready for that and have their paws nice and thickened up, so they could just hike their pads off too. And I've seen that happen before as well.
I hiked my pads off. 877-602-9696. We have a question
looks like
online.
we got Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. How are you?
I'm doing well, Bill. How are you?
Great. What's your, is it a dog? What's your dog's name?
It is a dog. Her name is River.
Okay, and what's your question?
So she has this little well-defined circle spot on one of her ears. Showed up a couple months ago, took her to the vet. He kind of just discredited it and said, oh, might be due to cold or something. Sometimes these dogs with the floppy ears get poor circulation. It's almost like frostbite. But it's persisted despite we actually did an antibacterial and an antifungal treatment in hopes that it wasn't either one of those. But it's still there, and it's this really perfectly defined circle.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
just wondering if, without seeing it, if you have any idea what that could be, Dr. Davis.
Could it be ringworm?
If it was ringworm, usually it'll be kind of crusty and itchy a lot of times. So if it's like perfectly smooth and nothing going on, I don't, without seeing it, but when they get perfect circles like that, sometimes we do have to think that a vascular issue or a loss of blood supply could have happened, because blood vessels feed specific areas of the skin like that. And so that is still a possibility. And my big thing is that if it's not bothering the dog, it's not crusty or red or inflamed or itchy or anything like that. Sometimes we get those weird quirky things and you don't always get an answer. But the blood vessels in the ears, they can be damaged just from shaking their head, playing with other dogs. And so could be as simple as that. And if it's not changing, then I'm less worried about those. But if it's changing, then sometimes a biopsy might be warranted.
You might want to try putting some makeup on it so the dog isn't embarrassed.
Some fake lashes, some fake hair on there or something.
A little bit of makeup of some sort, or fake hair. That's
Right,
because you don't want River to be embarrassed by
Making fun of me.
everybody's looking at this circle on my ear. All right. Well, thanks.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Davis.
See you later.
877-602-9696. Questions about puppies and kitties.
There's a text question that I kind of like. My cats are indoor cats, except for sometimes we let them out in our yard supervised. Should we get them all of their shots, like heartworm and everything like that? I would say you should have had those done already.
Yeah. Yeah, preventive care, even if your pets are 100% indoors, parasites don't care about your doors and your windows and all that, so things can get in the house that way. For cats especially, even supervised, they should be vaccinated because you never know if another cat has roamed through your yard or that area. And parasite control for cats, there's no shots for that, but there is, one of my favorites is called Revolution Plus. It's a spot on you put on their skin once a month. Prevents parasites, heartworm, intestinal worms. It's a very good.
Is that an over-the-counter thing?
They're by prescription, but they can be ordered online, and your vet can approve that too.
Okay.
So, but that's one of my favorites for cats.
All right, let's see. We got line 2.
Christina.
Hi, Christina. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ogden.
Okay, and what's your animal's name? It's a cat. Is it a cat?
Yep, it's a cat, and her name is Miss Hiss.
Miss Hiss.
What's your question?
Well, she was a feral that came to me with some babies, and she's done nursing and getting ready to go get fixed. She also has an injury and needs an amputation. And so we have discussed, like, the risks of doing those at the same time, the sterilization and the amputation.
So can you do those?
So I'm wondering, is there, like, added risks to doing them both? Should we do them separately?
Yeah, that one gets pretty tricky. Anytime you put surgeries, big procedures like that together, an open abdominal surgery and then a limb surgery, especially if there's an injury or any infection, your risk of complications does go up in those situations. And also the anesthetic time will probably be doubled or tripled in that case, depending on the skill level of the surgeon. So I would just say if you had the option, it may be good to prioritize, if the injury is more of a problem right now, because a spay is never an emergency unless, there's an infection or some other problem that way. But so I would say if you have the ways and the means, it's probably safer to do them separately. But if you don't have a choice, just, you want your surgeon to be very skilled and efficient in surgery for that.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'll keep her as long as she needs to stay with me. I just want her to be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Christina. Let's see. We have time to go to another call.
Let's take that one call and then
we'll go to a break. 877-602-9696. Hi, who do we have
This is
here?
Lee.
Hi, Lee. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Murray currently.
Okay, and what's your dog's name?
My dog's name is Flying Stormy, the Weimaraner.
Oh, yeah. We know Stormy.
Okay.
Okay, so this is more of an answer from 2 weeks ago when folks were talking about their dogs after they swim, what to do for their ears, because floppy-eared dogs have problems after swimming if they do it frequently. And being as my dog's job is diving off a dock into a big giant swimming pool, we use a product for that called Liquid Health Canine Ear Solutions. Just if anybody's having problems with ear problems after swimming.
I think I get problems with my ears after swimming. It would work for me.
Yeah, they have drops for people, drops for dogs, and stuff like that. Yeah, so if that's a good product, I haven't heard of that one specifically, but a lot of them have the same ideas and same principles to try and help dry those ears out, because the moisture is not your friend, especially in those big floppy ears like that.
Yeah. All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lee. See ya.
All right, thank you.
We still have time to take your calls. 877-602-9696. Questions about your puppies and kitties?
Yes, we'll take those after these messages. Traffic, Gina.
Yeah, boy, Tooele is just a mess out at Lake Point. I know there's a couple of accidents in addition to that construction out there. So if you're trying to get from Tooele to Salt Lake, that bottleneck area could be an issue for you this morning. Let's see. We also have a crash northbound I-15 off-ramp, milepost 289, Bangor Highway. And whatever you're seeing out there, you can share it with us. Please text it to us, 33986. Experience the Utah Arts Festival June 19th through the 22nd at the Library Square, featuring legendary performers including Leftover Salmon, Robert Randolph, Souls of Mischief, Grammy nominee MV Caldera. Get tickets at uaf.org.
All right, we're going to take a break here, but Dr. Davis will be around to answer your questions for another break. So 877-602-9696 is the number. Call and ask questions about the health of your cats or your dogs. Dr. Davis is here, happy to answer them.
Stockton 12 Honda.
Stockton 12 Honda in the Southtown Auto Mall in Sandy. Stop into Stockton 12 Honda, or you can search their inventory actually online if you want before you go in. You go to the website Stockton, then it's the number 12. So it's Stockton, the number 12, Honda.com. Simple as that. They have a huge selection of new Hondas, the CRV, the Pilot. The CRV comes in a hybrid now as well, which is very nice. And they're just terrific cars. I have a CRV parked in my garage at this moment that I got from Stockton 12. So whether you buy from Stockton 12 or not, they still have a service department. They'll service your car no matter where you bought it. They have an excellent service department at Stockton 12 Honda. You can make your appointment online. Usually they have same-day service as well. Also, they have express service where Stockton 12 Honda will come to you and service your car at your work or at home. So it's Stockton 12 Honda. They're in the Southtown Auto Mall in Sandy.
So I got to leave right when the show's over.
So do I.
Because I'm heading to Rock Springs.
Wyoming?
Rock Springs, Wyoming.
You know what they say about Rock Springs?
What do they say?
The two most beautiful sights in Wyoming are the Grand Teton Mountains and Rock Springs in your rearview mirror.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm heading to Rock Springs because it's the 2024 National High School Finals Rodeo.
Wow.
Happening in Rock Springs, Wyoming.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my cousin Jubal, Jubal is Uncle Pat's son.
What a surprise.
I know you're surprised. You guys know Uncle Pat.
Yeah, he's a rodeo stock guy.
Yeah. This is my cowboy side of the family. Jubal's son has been selected by the state of California to represent the state of California in Saddle Bronc. So I'm driving 3 hours for an 8-second event.
Can't you catch a plane?
No, they don't allow planes in Rock Springs.
Now, I thought it was interesting. So it's days at 47 here. Everybody's got it's rodeo time. It's kids.
They were herding cattle downtown.
Yeah, Spencer Cox, the governor, and Abby were herding cattle.
Cattle?
Yeah. And more than one person sent me this list. And it's a directory from a children's rodeo in Utah, and it's the names of the kids that are entered to win. I'm not going to read their last names, but the comment is, kids that participate in rodeo have unusual names. Here's some boy names on the list: McCoy, Hayes, Bronc.
Yeah, that's a little.
Raygun, Raygun, Raygun.
Why?
Cutter. Quaylen, not Waylon.
Quaylen?
It's almost like Quaalude.
Who would do that?
Tibbs.
Tibbs? They call me Mr. Tibbs.
Tibbs.
Those are some boy names. Some girl names: Swayze, Remington.
Oh boy.
Cashin. Shindy.
Oh no.
Shindy. Carly Joe's cute. Oakley, Dally Joe. Taisley, Tayzlee, Taisley, Paislin, Tenley, Mercedes, Mercadeez.
Oh, God.
Now, if Katie, do you have the picture I sent you? So this is a picture of my cousin Jubal's son riding in a rodeo in California before he came out here. X96.com/live.
He's performing wearing his cowboy costume.
Yes.
Now, so Jubal is Pat's kid.
Yeah. So
and he has a kid.
He has a kid, and his name is Rowdy.
Rowdy. Okay.
Rowdy Russell.
Sure.
And
Rowdy.
that's like birth certificate name. Rowdy.
No, Gina, I believe you.
It's the perfect name for someone that made it to the National High School Rodeos final.
That was Clint Eastwood's name in his first big role when he was on Wagon Train.
Oh,
I
didn't know that.
His name was Rowdy Yates.
Rowdy Yates.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Rawhide.
Rawhide, yeah.
Head him up, move him out.
Was it Rawhide?
Yeah.
Not Wagon Train.
The old favorite, Rowdy Yates.
So I am headed up to I will have stories, I'm sure, from Rock Springs from the National High School Finals
Sure
rodeo.
you can't fly up?
No.
No, there are no plane service in Rock Springs.
All right.
Driving to Rock Springs for
It's where
8 seconds. It's 8
where
seconds.
It's where the first Little America was.
Listen, I would have thought that of all the people I know, that you'd have connections to fly.
To fly there?
Yeah, like with Sky King
Or
in
something.
the Songbird.
Yeah, something.
All audio consumption is broadcast radio. Whether you're a small Utah business or large corporation, advertising with X96 is still the most powerful form of local advertising. And if you're looking to supersize your digital numbers, radio drives digital results. After all, people need to hear about your business first before they search for it. Reach your clients. Advertise with X96. Get started at x96.com/contact. That's x96.com/contact.
Do you need your wisdom teeth removed? SenXL JBR is currently
$8:04,
Phil in Santaquin has a capybara for a pet. Believe it or not,
In Santaquin.
Santaquin, and they like to snuggle.
Well, he shouldn't have said that because I understand they're against the Santaquin city ordinances prohibit capybaras.
Keep them inside, Phil.
All right. So let's go to questions for Dr. Josh Davis. He's a registered, licensed. He went to school to do this.
Did go to school.
Went to school to be a veterinarian. Where'd you go to veterinarian school?
Washington State.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
There used to be only like one or two in the whole country, right? And then
yeah, it's grown a lot over time, and there's such a demand for veterinarians. They're opening new schools. Like Utah State will be a 4 years program up there now.
Oh, that's
so,
cool.
So we'll have our own kind of vet school here in Utah. That's all 4 years. So yeah, it's exciting.
877-602-9696. We do have a call on line 1. It says, Tony, terrible audio.
Tony, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Tony, what's your question for Dr. Davis?
I have a red heeler Catahoula, indoor dog, but we live in Wyoming, loves to run. But when we let him run, even on grass, he runs out of his paws and chews on them, and they're hard to heal. I'm wondering for suggestions.
Yeah, for those kind of cases, especially it's kind of like us if you're not super active and then you go try to hike 20 miles or run a marathon or something. It's really hard on you, and dogs and their paw pads are kind of the same. So I mean, the short term you have to get them healed up, but any activity you can do to strengthen those pads and kind of thicken them going into that activity, I think that's kind of your best preventive.
How do you do that?
Just walking, just like us. If you walk bare feet on the right surfaces, you'll get pretty tough skin or calluses on your hands. And then the other alternative would be if you can get them to tolerate the active booties that they can wear to kind of protect their feet. So that's an alternative if you can get them trained to tolerate them.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking my grass, just playing fetch in my backyard every day.
Mm-hmm. And if they're not toughened up, that could be a part of it. But also, there are specific types of immune diseases that can affect how skin and those cells can attach. I think that would be rare, but things like that can happen. But it may just be just the conditioning of them. It's hard to say, but
would it be worth checking out with a vet?
Yeah, I mean, if they come off that easy and they have been, mobile enough and kind of got some wear into them, it may be worth checking. But I'm wondering if it's just not enough activity. And then if they grow back but they don't get toughened up again, if you get a cycle of that going on.
Okay.
All right, that works. Thank you.
All right, see you later.
It looks like we've got, is it Masala?
Melissa.
Oh, Melissa. I got it. Sorry.
Yeah,
it's just
exotic.
It is
Melissa.
mistyped, is what it is.
It's misspelled here on the screen. It says Missilla.
Yes.
So what you got Melissa? You've got a kitty. What's your kitty's name?
His name is Mochi.
Mochi, and what's your question?
Well, him and his brother play a lot, and I don't know if his brother scratched him somehow on the neck. It's right about where a collar would go, and it wasn't a big deal at first, but he keeps reopening it, and then it's getting bigger. It's almost triple the size. I have tried making like a tourniquet or something with gauze to try and protect it because he hates collars. I don't know what to do at this point because it keeps itching him and keeps reopening it. Is my only option to try and get him like a baby onesie? He's never worn one. He's got long fur too. I just don't know what to do at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, without seeing it, my question would be if he is continuously bothered by it, they can have, with bite wounds and fight wounds from other cats, they can get infections, which will cause it to be just itchy and irritated and bother them. And then they're going to keep scratching it. So if you can keep it clean and dry, keep some ointment on it. A onesie might be a good alternative because the neck is it's hard to put a lampshade or anything else on him anyway when the neck's involved. And then you also can do, again, if they tolerate it, you can cut those back nails short and put those soft caps on them. So then it's less damaging to the skin. So that's also an alternative we use sometimes.
But a onesie would be so cute.
They are cute. I put my cats
Did
that
they
got
leave-
spayed in a onesie.
Will they leave them on? Will they?
Bilbo did, but she's blind.
Yeah, a
so-
lot of them do okay, and it's actually some cats find those the shirts comforting. When we make Mr. Crinkles wear a shirt, it makes them a lot less fighty with the other cats. It kind of calms them down a little bit, so that could be a good alternative. But clean and dry, shave the hair around it if you need to, and try those toe caps if you need to as well.
Yeah, the onesie too idea is good, but then the other cat might make fun of them.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Melissa.
Thank you.
See ya.
Awesome. Thank you.
We have Brandon.
Hey, Brandon.
Good morning.
Hey, what have you got there? A dog? What's your dog's name?
Yeah, her name's Sydney.
What is it?
She's a
Sydney.
Sydney.
Sydney. Okay.
Yeah, she's a Pyrenees Shepherd mix, but she's 5 years old, and like I never got her fixed, but I never had a litter of puppies with her like I wanted to. So I was wondering, like, she's getting kind of old, and like, you know, that time comes. Like, do dogs have menopause?
If they get old enough, they can stop cycling. I think in your case, especially if you're just, if breeding's not on the table anymore, consideration of a spay is a good thing because dogs, as they get older, can also develop what's called pyometra, which is an infection in the uterus after they've had a heat cycle. And the older they get, they're more at risk for that over time. And then instead of a controlled, healthy surgery, now we have to do an emergency surgery on a sick dog. And so if you can avoid that, it's not a bad recommendation by any means.
All right.
So I waved the magazine in front of her doesn't help out, I guess. So.
Yeah.
No, probably not. No.
Right on. Thanks, guys.
All right. See you later. I think we have time for one more call if we get this person put on hold quickly enough. 877-602-9696.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
So Oakley, she's 6 months old. When can I expect her first heat?
It'll depend. 8 to 9 months is often when we'll start to see that. So, and then from there, most dogs are once or twice a year after that.
Okay.
So, but it can be the bigger dogs. It can be messy. So you just gotta, they can have a lot of bleeding and spotting when they're in that part of their heat cycle. So,
Great.
Yeah.
My
That to look
girlfriend
forward to.
My girlfriend has a Great Dane. She said it was messy.
Yeah. The big dogs, it's a lot of blood sometimes.
Look at that.
Looks like we have Julia.
Hi, Julia. What's your dog's name?
Hi, my dog's name is Harry Meatball.
All right.
Love it.
What's your question?
So he's a Rottweiler. He was born in October. He's a pretty big dog. When do I neuter him? I thought maybe 6 months, but I mean, obviously we're past that mark-ish. I don't know. If I wait a year, is he going to have really bad ingrained habits that, like marking, that are going to be hard to break later on? When's the right time to neuter a big dog?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's still so the jury's still out on the perfect time for every dog in every situation. But the thing you are talking about is the behaviors, and some of them will kind of ease off that once they've had the neuter surgery. It'll change a little bit their behavior, and sometimes they'll mellow out a little bit, but it's never a guarantee. So if those behaviors are already there and pretty strong, I just wouldn't count on them going away, but we can hope for that for sure. But it's October, so what are we, 8-ish months now? I mean, you're probably fine anytime, but if you went up to a year, you'd probably be fine too, as long as you can accept that you may have those behaviors hanging out, but that'll let him finish most of his growth by then too.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. See you later. Well, that's it. Thank you for calling, and thanks for coming in, Dr. Davis. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Good questions today.
Yeah.
And have a good surgery.
I will try. It'll be a long day, but we'll get it.
Do me a favor. Stop by the producer's booth. My intern has a question for you.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
We didn't get a chance to get to
Thanks,
it.
Dr. Davis.
Thanks, Dr. Davis. Traffic.
Yeah, crash northbound I-15, 52nd south, milepost 300. Crash westbound I-80 at the I-15 junction, milepost 123. And just a continued messiness out at Lake Point. There's a couple crashes in that general area, plus construction that's making for
problems.
Bad traffic.
Yeah.
So For the first time ever, Monster Jam World Finals are coming to Rice Eccles Stadium July 4th and 5th. Get info and ticket links at x96.com.
All right, coming up after these messages and a song, it is Beat Gina. And you could call and play and beat Gina, and you could win.
Well, those Monster Jam tickets I was telling you about. So.
Monster Jam tickets for Beat Gina, 877-602-9696. Call to play. Do you want to tease the topic, or do you want to wait?
Well, we'll wait.
We'll wait. Okay.
Yeah.
Beat Gina coming up. Call us 877-602-9696. Line up right now to play. And we'll be back after these messages and a song. But first, Big O Tires.
Big O Tires. It's their Worry Less-a-thon at Big O Tires. Now through June 22nd, you buy 3 Big O brand tires, you get the 4th tire for free. And that's what I have on my cars from Big O. I always just the Big O brand. They're really good tires.
You know,
they're good. They wear a long time.
I was going over all of the services they provide, and this is one we don't mention all the time, but we just did this for our trailer. You know, we talk about, cars all the time.
Yeah.
If you have a trailer and you're getting ready to head out, you should have them check the tires. My guess is it's probably been a while since you've replaced those. You don't want to be hauling that thing down the freeway and have it.
I've been there.
Yeah.
The tire explode while we were driving our RV.
They have all any kind of trailer tire you need there. I think they might even have wheelbarrow tires. I think. So check it out, Big O Tires. Get to know the Big O Tire store in your neighborhood. It's easy to do. You can make an appointment online. It's bigotires.com. They are the team you trust. You had a list, Gina?
Oh, wait a minute. I thought you said not to do it.
I know.
Well,
I thought you had something else.
I was looking for it, and I can't find it.
No. Well, then I guess we're
you went as far as to say not only don't do it, but don't do it until next year.
Don't do it until next year. But now I can't find
now
I can't find the one.
Okay.
It was 100 things to do in Utah.
Well, keep looking, because if not, you're going to get...
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
If you don't find it quick, you're going to get 29 Irish side dishes that beat boiled cabbage every time. You don't find
fine,
it.
fine. You do that, but you wouldn't let me do the 20 sauces that can improve any meal list.
And I do have to say, look at what you're going up against. Boiled cabbage. Is it hard to beat boiled cabbage?
Grilled cabbage is good.
Well, that's not what
But
the
that's
list
not
is.
what the
This
list
is boiled cabbage. And I'm here to tell you that anything beats boiled cabbage.
I like boiled cabbage sometimes.
Okay, Bill, if you don't find it...
I'm not seeing it.
Well, okay.
I don't know what happened to it.
Okay, number 1, cold cannon. It's a traditional Irish dish made of creamy mashed potatoes, green veggies like
We eat it at my house.
scallions, kale.
I'd eat that.
It's good.
It's better than what?
I have 10 sequels that were better than the original.
Superman 2. Anyway, sorry, yes.
Box tea.
Empire Strikes Back. Box tea?
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Can't decide between a crispy latke or a pile of creamy mashed potatoes? Make box tea. Crunchy on the outside, soft and fluffy in the center. Irish potato pancake.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, sounds good.
Also, let's see, it was Wrath of Khan.
I think they're on there, yeah.
I'm doing both of you.
Right.
Roasted parsnips.
I love roasted parsnips.
I think I'd rather have boiled cabbage, but
I love roasted parsnips.
Now, on here, and I know Carrie experienced this over the holidays, as did our family.
Yes?
Yorkshire pudding.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Sue made some.
I've never had it. What is? Here are 101 things to see and do in the Beehive State. I found it.
Well,
No?
so Yorkshire pudding, not pudding.
No.
Which we had to tell our kids they were Yorkshire biscuits, because if we called them Yorkshire pudding, they would have been confused because
they're stupid?
No, I think most people think pudding is a certain thing that is
Jell-O
not
pudding.
Yeah.
So if you told them that, they would have been just nonplussed and not been able to eat it.
What doesn't make sense? This isn't pudding. It's like
So you lied to them.
it's like a biscuit, a savory biscuit that you put beef fat in and you kind of cook it with. They were delicious.
Well, it's called a pudding because that's what they call dessert in England. Pudding.
But this would be a savory.
How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat?
That's true. You want me to keep going with this?
You might as well.
You already went that far.
I've already given most of the list that he had with the
Well,
secrets.
this 101 things to do in Utah, this is really, the first ones you go, what? Visit the Bonneville Salt Flats?
No.
Why would you do that?
You don't need to go out there and do that.
No.
Have a day on the beach on Utah Lake?
No. Don't do that. It's gross.
Tour Temple Square? Well, maybe.
No, it's closed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
How about beer cheese soup? You want beer?
I've had that.
I'd have beer cheese.
I've had
sure.
it.
Better than boiled cabbage, I'll tell you that. I've got a better list than all of you.
Okay.
Really?
How much of a true Utahn are you?
Okay.
And I have 24 items.
All right.
Okay.
And you give yourself a point for each one that you've done.
Okay.
Okay.
Seen Delicate Arch in person.
Yes.
Hiked to Donut Falls.
Yes.
Yep.
Watched a Utah BYU football
Yes.
game.
Yep.
Walked around the state capitol building.
Yes.
Yep.
Floated in the Great Salt Lake.
Yes.
No.
We've all been on a boat together.
Well, I think they mean actually immersed in. But
Oh.
anyway,
We
I
have.
don't know. Visited the ice castles.
Yes.
Driven the Alpine Scenic Loop.
Yes.
Yes.
Climbed Angel's Landing.
Oh, I have
Yes.
Walked around Temple Square.
Yes.
Rode Cannibal at Lagoon.
I don't think I have.
Okay. Complained about drivers on I-15.
Sure.
Funeral potatoes.
Yeah.
Always ask for fry sauce.
Yes.
Yeah.
Know exactly where Shane Company is located.
Yes.
And the reason I saved this list is because we made number 15. Still have an X96 freeloader card.
Oh, we are. Oh, look at that.
16, gone off-roading in Moab.
Yeah.
I rode a bike
A
in
bike.
Moab.
All right. Walked on the Bonneville Salt Flats.
Yes.
Tried a raspberry shake at Bear Lake.
Yes.
Spent a day on a boat at Lake Powell.
Yes.
Been to a concert at the Great Salt Air.
Yes.
Seen a famous person at the Sundance Film Festival. Gone to Oktoberfest at Snowbird. Skied or snowboard the greatest snow. Or have ever said the word frick.
Never.
I've never genuinely used it. I've used it jokingly.
There are only 4 things I haven't
There
done
was
on
there
my list.
there was somebody. What was his name? He was a politician named Ford Frick. Ford Frick. So maybe I would have said his name, that word.
There's a Twitter handle I follow called Utah is Awesome, and they put that out. So if you want to find it, that's where that is.
I haven't done Cannibal because a while ago I gave myself permission to not ride the upside downy rides.
Well, and I gave myself permission when my kids no longer wanted to go to Lagoon. I didn't have to go.
Well, and see, I haven't been to Lagoon since I think the last time I was at Lagoon was with you guys.
We did a show there.
No, I'll go to Lagoon.
And even then, I didn't ride many rides. I did the show and left.
I go to Lagoon, but I just give myself permission to not have to ride those.
That when we did a show at Lagoon, I did that sky ride. Is that what they call it, or where it's like a big
Sky
bungee
coaster.
sky coaster?
Oh, the bungee thing.
Yeah, which I was scared to death to do, and I got talked into it, and I did it, and it was the most incredible. It really felt like you were flying.
Then you need to watch Saturday Night Live.
There's a
whole sketch about that.
About bungee?
That just happened this weekend.
Okay.
Keenan Thompson and a bunch of people. And the gag is that Keenan Thompson wants everybody to go. Come on, everybody. And everyone's like, I don't know. Come on, I was in the Air Force.
Yeah.
This is no big deal. And then he gets in it and passes out.
Yeah.
And then he... And the gag is it's just him moving, passed out.
Yeah.
It's a sight gag. But then he says, "But you were in the Air Force. I just painted the planes." But, very funny. All right. Anyway, so that was like several lists. That was like a list overload.
It sure was.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
Nine-Inch Nails. It is 8:23, and it's time for Beat Gina. Is this sponsored?
Yeah, for the first time ever, the Monster Jam World Finals are coming to Rice Eccles Stadium July 4th and 5th. Get information and ticket links at x96.com.
Well, we'll get to Beat Gina in just a couple of minutes. But first, do you remember the first day you tasted U-Ban coffee? I'm Johnny Ola, the announcer for Beat Gina. Remember that sudden exhilaration of U-Ban's deeper coffee flavor? How difficult it was to describe, how impossible to forget. Remember feeling that for the first time you were tasting coffee as you'd always hoped coffee would taste. Of knowing without being told that neither time, nor trouble, nor cost had been considered in creating U-Ban. If your first taste of U-Ban is still to come, make tomorrow the day. You'll decide then and there you'll be so right that no coffee but U-Ban can ever satisfy you again. There's no other coffee like it in the world. U-Ban coffee. And there's no other host like Kerry Jackson, but I'm here to try. I'm your announcer, Johnny Ola, and also hosting Beat Gina today.
You can do it, Johnny.
I'll try. Do we have a contestant?
We do. We've got Brandon.
Hello, Brandon.
Well, good morning.
Brandon, we're going to play Beat Gina here. We've got some Toy Story trivia. It's
Just
all
general?
Yeah, it's
all
all of the Toy Story movies,
There's
I
a
believe.
lot there,
Yes.
yeah.
So, Brandon, let's have you call it and to see who goes first here. Heads or tails?
I'm going to go ahead.
Heads, all right.
It is tails. Man, it's been
Oh.
opposite all week.
You're going to have to work for these Monster Jam tickets.
That means Gina is going to go first. And now, Brandon, it's 3 points is all we're going for here. First person to 3 points wins. So if Gina misses the answer, you listen carefully because you'll get a chance to steal and get yourself into the game. So we'll go first with Gina. And what's the prize today?
Tickets to see Monster Jam World Finals.
All right. Are you ready to go?
Oh, he's
Yeah.
pumped.
Okay.
He is pumped up.
All right. Brandon, here we go with
me.
Gina.
I'm
Yes.
sorry,
Gina
yeah.
starts.
Gina, Toy Story trivia. Let's just go right here.
Okay.
In Toy Story 3, which toy did Andy initially select to take to college? Was it Polly Pocket, the amazing vibrating Pocket Rocket, Rex, or Woody?
Woody.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
That's
All
1
right.
point for Gina.
Now we go to Brandon.
Correct.
All right, Brandon, here we go. Let's see, in Toy Story 3 again, what is the name of the daycare where all of the toys ended up? Was it Sunnyside? Was it Over Easy? Was it Sunnydale? Or was it Poached?
Sunnyside.
Yes, indeed.
That's
Very
it's
good.
all tied up 1-1. It is now Gina's question.
All right, Gina,
Yes.
let's see.
Poached is not a good name for a daycare.
No, it's not. Let's see.
No.
What's the name of the evil toy collector in Toy Story 2?
Okay.
Is it Bonnie Bon, Stinky Pete, Al McQuiggan, or Five Finger Discount Fred?
I believe it's Al.
Al McQuiggan is correct.
That is 2-1, and it is Brandon's question.
We're just burning through these.
We are. It's going quick.
These are really easy, aren't they? All right, let's see. Here we go. It's Brandon's turn, is it?
Yes.
All right, let's see. Brandon, in Toy Story 3, how did Lotso get Buzz to join his side at one point? Did he read him the riot act? Or number 2, did he switch him to demo? Or number 3, he said, if you'll team up with me, we can play pickleball together. Or number 4, he reminded Buzz that Lotso was short for Lotso Huggin'.
Switched him to demo mode.
Yep. Wait, you know
did.
these
Yes.
things. All right.
Keeping it tied, Gina. You could win it right
I
here,
could.
though.
All right.
I will.
No.
Let's see if we can find a.
I shouldn't be overconfident.
Let's see if we can find a hard. You shouldn't be. That's when you lose.
Yep.
Let's see. How about? All right. Let's do this one.
Okay.
Which character in Toy Story, the original, was inspired from a former Pixar Animation Studios childhood? Was it Alan, who worked in craft services? Was it Sid Phillips, known for disassembling toys and using the parts to build bizarre creations? Was it Charlie Manson, known for disassembling people and using the parts to build bizarre creation? Or was it Woody Woodson from Pixar Accounting because he was always just so damn nice?
I'll go with Al.
No.
No. Oh, bless you.
For the steel.
For the steel. Brandon.
I'm going to go Sid.
Sid is correct.
Brandon,
Well
you win.
done,
Brandon, you won the game.
You're a Toy Story genius.
Congratulations. Nicely done.
Had me sweating there for a minute, boy.
And we still have extra questions. We'll have more Toy Story trivia tomorrow.
Okay, perfect.
You won those tickets to Monster Jam World Finals coming to Rice-Eccles Stadium July 4th and 5th. Ticket information at x96.com.
All right, I've got to go home. Hang on the line, Brandon. Mrs. Zola and I are we have a pickleball game to get to. So.
Have so much fun. All right, Big Boy News and Opinioendo now, brought to you by...
Shark Summer at Clark Planetarium finally surfaced. See Shark Kingdom 3D on the giant IMAX screen. Snap a selfie with the 11-foot shark. Enjoy shark-themed snacks and gifts. It's happening all summer long.
They're going to give out some honorary Academy Awards, Oscars, this year. Tom Cruise will finally become an Oscar recipient. You know, he's never won one. He has been announced as an honorary Oscar winner. He'll receive his award at the Governor Awards ahead of the 2026 Oscars. He's previously been nominated 4 times. Best Actor for Born on the 4th of July, Best Actor for Jerry Maguire, Best Supporting Actor for Magnolia, which I think he should have won.
You really liked that.
Yeah, and he was excellent in it. And Best Picture for producing Top Gun Maverick in 2023. 3 other people have been announced as honorary winners as well. Dolly Parton, Debbie Allen, and producer-designer Wynn Thomas. Dolly Parton will receive the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award for her philanthropy work, while Tom and Debbie and Wynn are all just getting honorary Oscars. So there you go.
I think he does a lot for the business of movies.
Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
Iran and Israel launched new missile strikes at each other yesterday as the air war between the two longtime enemies entered a 6th day, despite a call from Donald Trump for Iran's unconditional surrender. The Israeli military said 2 barrages of Iranian missiles were launched toward Israel in the first 2 hours of Wednesday morning. Explosions were heard over Tel Aviv. Israel told residents in the area of Tehran to evacuate so that its air force could strike Iranian military installations. Iranian news website said explosions were heard in Tehran and the city of Karaj, west of the capital. Trump warned on social media on Tuesday that patience was wearing thin. He said, "There's no intention to kill Iran's leader for now." His comments suggested a more aggressive stance toward Iran as he weighs whether or not to deepen U.S. involvement. "We know exactly where the so-called supreme leader's hiding," he wrote on Truth Social. And he said, "We know where he is. We're not going to take him out.
We could.
At least not for now.
Yeah.
But our patience is wearing thin." And then he said, he said that Iran should unconditionally surrender.
I'd just like to remind everyone that we had a deal with Iran where they wouldn't enrich uranium past a certain amount, and they agreed to it.
And there were inspectors that went in.
And there were inspectors, and yeah, we had that. And then in the first Trump administration, he got rid of that. Yeah. So here we are.
Outdoor retailer show is back in Utah this week, and it's immediately clear from the first scheduled event on yesterday, that tariffs are the latest uncertainty looming over the outdoor recreation product trade industry. It follows other drastic challenges over the past few years, like new customer habits, natural disasters, and, of course, the supply chain. They're the elephant that everybody has to deal with in the industry at this point, said Sonny Strohr, owner of Dreamland Safari Tours in Kanab and founder of the mountaineering adventure group Awe Expeditions. The outdoor industry supported about 5 million jobs in the U.S. alone 2 years ago, as well as $1.2 trillion in economic output and 2.3% of the country's gross domestic product, according to the Outdoor Recreation Roundtable, a trade publication. Utah's largest power provider is bracing for higher demand ahead of the state's first real heat wave of the year. High temperatures across the Wasatch Front.
Yeah, there's a heat advisory, actually.
Yeah.
Not today, but tomorrow.
Yeah, they're going to jump from the mid to upper 80s to the upper 90s today, then low 100s by Thursday. Temperatures could reach as high as 110 degrees in St. George. Rocky Mountain Power officials say that they're expecting energy demands to peak between 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. as people operate their air conditioners and their irrigation systems, which typically is the case during summertime heat. While it expects to meet peak hour needs, the company is urging residents to take steps to avoid a strain on the state's electrical grid. For instance, try to do things like run your dishwasher at night.
We have a delay button, and it runs like in the middle of the night.
So set your thermostat air conditioning at 78 degrees Fahrenheit or
really?
or higher if you can.
No.
Yeah, I can't
I
do
can't.
that.
I can't do it.
Nope.
78?
Nope.
Turn off all lights and appliances when you're not using them.
It was 78 here on Monday, and we were all dying.
Oh, so I can't do 78.
No.
An 18-year-old Riverton man has died after he was accidentally shot dead by his father.
Oh, man.
The teen, who lived with his family in their home in Riverton, was transported to the hospital after being shot in the living room of their home at about 3 p.m. He later died of his injuries.
Ugh.
Not known what led up to the accident. The boy's father is cooperating, being questioned about
horrible
the incident. Let's see. There's so many questions remaining about what occurred in downtown Salt Lake.
Yep, more every day.
Questions around the intentions of Arturo Gamboa, the rifle-carrying suspect who has been arrested. Questions about the so-called peacekeeper, a volunteer now identified as a military veteran who fired his weapon. The biggest question of all, when are we going to get some answers? Criminal defense attorney Clayton Sims says what's interesting is that nobody's been charged yet. They're still continuing the investigation. Sims is well known for criminal defense here in Salt Lake, and his focus to start is on the unarmed volunteer peacekeeper who fired the shots that killed Mr. Alu. For him, a lot now, the case, how the case ends up will rely on perception.
Well, and it's weird that the kid is in jail with no charges, and it's been several days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that illegal?
So. You would think.
This case reminds me of Gabby Giffords. So Representative Gabby Giffords from Arizona was shot at an event.
She was at a campaign rally
outside
of a shopping center.
And an off-duty police officer was nearby when he heard the commotion, and he came over. And he's in street clothes, but he has a
weapon.
A weapon. Mm-hmm. And he was being interviewed after the fact, and he said, I came upon the scene. Clearly, someone's been shot. Somebody has a gun. And he said, I'm getting ready to take my weapon out to try to help. And then he realizes, I'm in street clothes. Mm-hmm. I don't look like a police officer. People might think that I'm it just introducing guns into these situations is more complicated than you realize. Like, he's a police officer, but they might think I'm the guy that's shooting him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Senator Mike Lee, following days of nationwide backlash, Senator Mike Lee from Utah has deleted social media posts on the Minnesota shootings of two politicians that appered to make light of it.
No, it didn't appear.
I know, but they say, why do they do that? They write that appeared to make light of the shootings. No, they didn't.
He was making a horrible joke about multiple. He had more than one post about it.
It says here, many people found them offensive. Hours after Saturday's deadly shooting, Lee shared unfounded information that the suspect, Vance Bolter, was a Marxist connected to Governor Walz, Minnesota Governor Walz. He said, this is what happens when Marxists don't get their way. This is just all absolutely wrong stuff. And he made kind of jokes about it. And he's taken these posts down, but he still has not addressed the situation.
I guarantee you he doesn't think he's done anything wrong and thinks that everybody's being too sensitive. And there have been senators that have lost their job for way less than this. And he's our representative. I don't want him there.
I don't
And
either.
I don't want to have to wait till another election for that to be decided. I would hope that people in his party would be embarrassed by his behavior and insist that he step down.
They won't. A new A&E series called Lie Detector, Truth or Deception, will put Gary Coleman's ex-wife, the late Gary Coleman's ex-wife, Utah's own and friend of the program Shannon Price, in the hot seat.
We've had her on the show more than once.
The 2-hour premiere, hosted by investigative journalist Tony Harry, is set to air on July 10th, more than 15 years now after Gary Coleman died inside the Utah home that he and Shannon Price shared. Coleman's ex-wife, Shannon Price, agrees to take a polygraph test to address persistent public suspicion regarding her potential involvement in his death, even though she was never charged in connection with it. The episode revisits the circumstances surrounding Gary Coleman's passing and explores whether Shannon Price has been misjudged by public opinion or whether the results raise new questions. I don't know anybody who really cares enough to, this is 15 years ago.
Maybe his family. I don't know.
15 years ago, and I don't understand. I do know why they're dredging it up, because people are going to make some money. That's what they're going to try to do, is make some money. But it's just, it was settled. It should just remain.
Can I pivot back to something? So this person has texted this in multiple times this morning. It says, Governor Walz appointed the shooter to a board. Senator Lee assumed the shooter was a Democrat. Lee made a mistake and is embarrassed. They've texted that same thing twice. Couple of things about it. The shooter was appointed to a board 2 governors previous, and it was just renewed 3 times. It's not like Governor Walz said, I know this great guy, and I'm going to appoint him to a board, and he's a fellow Democrat.
He'd never heard of it.
No. Secondly, Senator Lee assumed the shooter was a Democrat. So, what if he was?
What if he was a Democrat?
What does that matter? To say these things?
It's still inappropriate.
And number 3, Lee made a mistake and is embarrassed. No, he's not. My guess is he's super smug about it still. So everything this person has texted in multiple times is wrong.
Yeah. So stop texting.
So knock it off.
All right, that's it.
Sorry.
Sports weather traffic.
This is kind of fun.
Okay.
to pivot. And Matt Leinart, he's a former football player and quarterback at USC, and now he's an analyst. And he's also a dad. And he posted on social media lies that we tell our kids. But these are fun. These are fun lies.
Fun lies. Fun
lies. Fun lies that we tell our kids. You might want to use some of these.
Okay.
Number 1, these are submissions not just him, submissions other people gave to him. Number 1, when new teeth grow in, I told my child they create new tastes, so she has to try new foods when she gets a new tooth. That's a fantastic
That's a great idea. That is a great idea.
Every single car accident we passed was because the kids were fighting in the back seat. See what happens when you're...
Oh, yeah, make them feel responsible for tragedies.
When their tablets need updating, I have to mail them back to Amazon, and I don't know how long it'll take. Could be days, could be weeks, could be months. I don't know.
This person has stupid children.
I didn't have that. I didn't have tablets growing up. We didn't get that excuse.
I told my daughter that whenever a kid lies to their parents, their eyes glow. So now if she's lying, she squints at me so I can't see her eyes. All the candy at the front of the checkouts is expired. That's why they put it up front. You don't want that candy. It's bad.
Jeez.
They think that the car won't start unless the seatbelt is fastened. Well, it can't go anywhere until...
Yeah.
I think these are brilliant. Our sons don't eat cooked onions. And I said, it's not an onion. It's a Japanese clear fruit. And they cleaned their plates.
These are dumb kids.
These are great.
These are little kids. You don't grow up if you sleep in your parents' bed. Yeah, the only way you grow is if you sleep in your own bed. For every bite of vegetables at dinner, they could stay up 5 minutes later, but they didn't know how to tell times.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You can only go to Chuck E. Cheese if you're invited for a party. You can't just go to Chuck E. Cheese. We told our daughter she couldn't go to Disney World unless she learned how to go potty in the toilet. Mickey doesn't allow diapers. You're going to have to learn how to go potty. When the ice cream truck plays music, it means they're empty. I've used that one before.
That's awful.
We live on a lake, and all our granddaughters know the lake doesn't open till 9 a.m. It's closed. You can't go out there. McDonald's has sad meals for naughty kids. Not happy meal. My sad. I used to tell my kids that the cops would pull us over if the interior light was on in the car. You better turn that off.
My parents always said you couldn't see.
Oh, and this last one's horrible. Those dead squirrels in the road, they're fine. That's where squirrels like to take a nap. They're not dead.
That is really sad.
They're just sleeping. Bill already kind of did weather. It's 72 right now. Going to have a high of 93 today. So warm, but not nearly as warm as we're going to be tomorrow with that heat advisory and a red flag warning in effect starting tomorrow. Highs predicted around 102, 103. We have that for a couple of days, and then we actually cool off over the weekend. Back down into the 70s for highs, believe it or not. Traffic, we have a crash southbound I-15, 146 south. Crash northbound I-15, 52nd south at milepost 30. Crash westbound I-80 at the I-15 junction. And still lots of slowage out at Lake Point, although it looks like it's getting a little bit better due to that construction, and there were a couple of accidents there earlier. Tired of paying too much for concert experiences? Great live music. Enjoy adult beverages without paying stupid prices at the coolest venues in town. Check out the Cat Empire with Theoretical Blonde this Friday, June 20th at the Commonwealth Room. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
All right, your must-goes coming up after these messages.
Let's see.
I have a list.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I heard you say that you had a list.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
The list is 5 things you should never, ever say on a second date.
Should never say on a second date.
You have a good first date. Things are going well. You want to move
Let's do
on
this
to
again.
the second date.
Second date? Okay.
Take a breath, relax, you're nervous.
Let's see if
this might be the one, you don't know.
I mean, it's been a long time since I've had a second date, so let's see how I did.
And I don't know who put this list together, but...
All right.
Number 1.
Okay.
What are your parents like? Now you're thinking, oh, you're making small talk.
Yeah, that sounds like small talk to me.
It can sound, though, like you're already planning the wedding. Wait a minute. You're wanting to know about my family?
I want to know about your genes.
Yeah, what am I...
Is there any madness in your family?
Yeah. This says, don't assume that just because you talk to your mother every day on the phone that he does too.
Oh, okay. All right, okay.
Number 2, I love babies.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, I never wanted to hear that on any date, frankly.
5, 6, 10.
I love babies, and you have nice wide hips.
This says babies are great, but not a second date topic. Sounds like you are baby hungry, and you might scare somebody off.
And this is
men or women.
Men or women.
Oh
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
How many people have you slept with?
Ooh.
Now, this is a conversation you should have, but maybe not second date conversation.
Why is that a conversation you should have?
Well, after you've dated people for a while, you can discuss it.
I never would ask that question of anyone.
Ever?
Not of somebody. I mean, I might ask it of you or Carrie, but I wouldn't ask it of somebody I was in a relationship with. I have no idea.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Oh, yeah, that's...
Sounds like a job interview.
I had a girl ask me that.
Or they want to know if you're good marriage material.
Yeah.
Are you going to be making good money 10 years from now?
I'm going to be doing this radio thing in another 5 or 10 years.
I'm not sure. Is there any madness in your family?
And number 5.
Okay.
Why would you say this? Do you like me? Well, it sounds desperate.
Sounds desperate.
Much.
Yeah, kind of.
And I think you'll know if somebody likes you.
I would hope you would know.
Would people really ask that?
I don't know.
There might be some people
on the
like
list.
me.
Do you like me? Yeah, that would be an instant turnoff, I think. Because you're insecure.
I was
clearly.
just curious. You seem to like me, but I don't know. Do you really like me?
Which I'd say, Well, we're on a second date. This is a strange question.
I like
don't-
you enough to go on a second date.
Yeah. All right.
So that's just five things you should never say.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you should ever ask how many people somebody has slept with. If they want to volunteer that somehow, but don't ever ask.
Yeah, you never ask that. For sure.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
You know why? Because I think you don't want. You don't want to know. You really don't want to find out.
And you don't want to answer that question either, do you?
I have, but answered it. My answer is I don't remember.
And that's an honest answer.
It's an honest
isn't it?
answer.
It is.
Yeah. Well, I won't be needing that list anytime soon, I'm sure.
No, but somebody out listening might.
All right.
'96.
8:49, and is this sponsored?
Yeah, Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State or HasterGames.com.
Things that must go on the radio from Hell Show.
These are things that are bugging you, our dear friends of the program. Things that are just you can't take it anymore. People getting in your way, people making your life hard. So you say, I'm going to send this to Radio from Hell, and maybe it'll make me feel better if they read mine on the air. And sometimes when we read them on the air, we hear that these things actually disappear from your life. Mm-hmm. So send your must-goes to Radio from Hell at x96.com. Put must go in the subject line. Gina, you want to go first?
Sure. Let's see. This is from Kirk. It is okay to use my name. Things that must go. My wife and I being subliminally trained by Radio from Hell like a pair of Pavlovian dogs to ring an air bell every time Bill says the date ending in the year of our Lord 2025.
Ding.
Yeah, I do it too.
Yes, I do it. And I need to remember to grab Carrie's bell in the morning. I'm doing everything else and I forget.
Gina always telling us she's going to post a fabulous thing she's talking about on Twitter when she knows we all deleted our Twitter accounts when they had the ownership change. I don't know where else to put it.
Blue Sky. Maybe. Not a lot of people use Blue Sky.
I know.
But
It's like I'm still on Twitter. I hate it and it's horrible and it gets worse every day, but yeah, you're right. Parents at the airport who treat the moving sidewalks like an e-ticket attraction at Disneyland.
Well, it's fun.
Let's see. This is from Melanie. Just one quick thing. Gina judging everyone who leaves their dog in their car as a terrible pet parent. Well, my husky suffers from separation anxiety and goes everywhere with me, including to work, like Katie Brown. Mm-hmm. You don't bring Vax to work because he has anxiety.
No.
He just likes to come.
Yes.
While I acknowledge many people aren't sensitive to the needs of their pups, I assure you I am. My son, and Gina, my son says you remind him of me, and I love you dearly. I love your show very much, Melanie. I'm sure
don't
you're.
leave your dog in the car, though.
I'm sure you're a good pet owner, and it's just
especially in the summer
makes me nervous leaving the dogs in the car. This is from Lori. I work for a large defense contractor in Salt Lake. The bathrooms are separated by a wall, and we share the plumbing. What must go is when I'm sitting on the toilet in the ladies' room, and some dude goes into the men's room and plops himself down on the toilet behind me so hard I almost get bucked off the toilet.
What?
They're connected.
I can't imagine.
Today I nearly dropped my phone. Yes, I hide in there to check messages. Men, you don't need to hurl yourself down unless it's an emergency. Yikes. Thanks for letting me listen.
Is that it?
Yep.
I'll go next. Let's see. This one says, howdy, you can use my name. Here are a couple of things that I think must go. Manufacturers of medications not having the medications. Ones that are needed. Both my husband and myself have to deal with this the last 4 months. Having to call around, trying to find what we need in the way of medication, and then having to get the prescription that the pharmacy...
Yeah, they're out of it. They don't make enough of it.
They don't make enough of it. People who don't say anything when someone sneezes. What are you supposed to
Bless you.
Do you have to do that?
Isn't it kind of awkward when somebody sneezes and nobody says anything?
I remember when Carrie used to say Godzilla.
No.
But
I
just saying nothing?
Why point it out? Why point it out that somebody has sneezed? Just let People sneeze. Big deal. And let's see, and last but not least, people that say nip it in the butt. It's bud. It's nip it in the bud, not the butt. Every time somebody says nip it in the butt, I'm picturing someone on their knees nibbling on some. Okay,
yeah.
That's fine. Listen, what you need to do when somebody says nip it in the butt, say gesundheit.
Sure.
Let's see. This one says positional vertigo must go. This is Ranger Kate. For the second time in 5 years, I woke up feeling like I was stuck on a hyperspeed merry-go-round.
Oh, I have had that, Kate.
The
It's
worst
awful.
spins and dizziness ever. Yesterday morning, I missed your show. Those damn crystals in my ear need to stay put. Damn it. I wonder why. Why was there an injury? I know you had an injury.
Yeah, I hit my head, but sometimes, and now even all these years later, if I roll over too fast in bed, like sometimes that's all it takes to get me spinning again.
Yep.
Honey, take your time when you roll over
just
in bed.
very,
Okay.
very
Just take your time when you roll over in bed. Thankfully, the maneuvers seem to work. I'm feeling better today, but the vertigo, you never know when it's going to come back with a vengeance. Wish me luck driving to work. Vertigo plus falling down and injuring my foot and knee over Memorial Day. It's not the way I wanted to spend my Memorial Day. Anyway. Sorry, Kate, you're having trouble. And then finally feel free to use my name. Forced tipping prior to receiving service must go. I can't count. You don't have to do it. They don't force you.
Yeah, well, they'll hand you the thing where you have to sign it, and it is before they've done anything. The tip thing pops up, and you have to select it or not. I guess.
Don't put anything on there. I mean, I understand. I refuse to tip really when it's a jar on a counter,
right?
Yeah.
And they're not really doing anything. They're just handing you something. Or you go up and you pay. Why tip? Why put a tip? If you're doing a service, then you tip.
Yeah.
All right, Katie?
I've just got a couple. Hello, Lords and Katie. Feel free to use my name. It's Jen. My things that must go is coming home from vacation. Like, how is this even legal? 1 minute, I'm living my best life, toes in the sand, ocean sounds, not a care in the world. And the next I'm back at work, pretending I know how to respond to emails and eat salad instead of all the delicious vacation food. It's rude. It must go. Anyway, thanks for letting me listen, even if real life is now back and aggressively knocking on my door. This one, feel free to use my name, Danica. Thank you for letting me listen and hopefully get rid of a few things. The little bit of makeup that gets stuck in the corner of your eye multiple times a day. Yeah, those little goobers. Paper cuts on your fingers. Yeah, definitely. Labels on products that state peel here for more information, and the peel here doesn't work properly. And then weight gain for no apparent reason. That is things that must go.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
That the vacation one. I always think you should get a vacation after a vacation.
I feel like you need a vacation after a vacation.
Like
sometimes.
you go away, like you travel away for a vacation, but then there should be some kind of decompression period once you get home.
I always try to build in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Like when I get back, when I have to come back to work, just have a couple of days at home.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. The vacation after the vacation, just to readjust.
Yep.
Not like Carrie will have to,
Carrie's going to be.
You come fly in from Japan and get up the next morning, and we'll do the Salt Lake Acting Company thing on Sunday.
Yep.
Tickets still available for that. Go to x96.com. There's a banner at the top. You can enter into a contest to win a VIP table at Salt Lake Acting Company, or there's a link there where you can purchase tickets. There's limited number available for the Salt Lake Acting Company. It'll be a Not Safe for Work podcast we'll record, and then immediately after that, there'll be the show. So
it's their big summer, satire show. It's always highly entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
And I was even in it once years ago. And I think maybe tomorrow we'll play the video of me in drag dancing.
You bet.
Which when I saw it, I went, I wasn't half bad in that.
Of course you weren't. You were great.
All right. Traffic, Gina?
Yeah, crash southbound I-15, 146 south, milepost 288. It's off to the left shoulder. Crash northbound I-15, 52nd south, milepost 300. And still a little bit of slowage for folks out in Tooele at Lake Point. There is construction out there. I don't have any active accidents being reported. But if you see something, as always, you can text us and let us know, 33986. The Summer Showdown continues this weekend with The Favorite, starring Olivia Colman, and The Grand Budapest Hotel with Wes Anderson. Get your tickets now at slfstix.org. Yes?
The Favorite. I just remember, it was Emma Stone and Olivia Colman, and it's really odd and really
funny.
good.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's funny, and it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Just remembered that movie.
All right. Boner Recap is coming up just after these messages and a song, and we need your calls. 877-602-9696. Call to play the Boner Recap, and you could win.
Radio from Hell Chicken Bucket contains many things, but none of those are chicken.
No actual chicken in the chicken bucket.
We will put a Radio from Hell diner-style mug in there, a T-shirt, and other things. Maybe some of these Radio from Hell brand water bottles.
There you
Maybe
go.
some
Yeah,
of those.
of course. So the Radio from Hell Chicken Bucket, you could win if you call 877-602-9696 and stay on the line for the Boner Recap coming up after these. Tracy Aviary.
We love the Tracy Aviary. We've done Not Safe for Work podcast shows there at the Tracy Aviary. And I remember going there in the morning and setting up. And just as the sun's rising and the birds all start coming alive, it is such a peaceful, nice place.
And if you're lucky, maybe you'll even run into Helen the Bird Lady.
Yeah.
Birds at Tracy Aviary right there in Liberty Park. Over 100 different species of birds from around the world, including many that are endangered or extinct in the wild. They have owls and just beautiful owls. And every ticket sold at Tracy Aviary goes to the Conservation Fund, the Tracy Aviary Conservation Fund. They contribute more than $120,000 a year for conservation work in Utah and worldwide through this fund.
Great place to take your kids during the summer. You can book a birthday party there. Go to tracyaviary.org. I have something I want to talk about.
What's that?
Yes. So, I'm watching The Last of Us. And don't worry, what I'm going to tell you is there's no spoiler here.
It's all the rage. The Last of Us, sort of a zombie show on HBO.
And a couple of episodes, if you don't know, it's man trying to help girl get across country during
reluctantly trying to help her
during a zombie fungus apocalypse because she may be the cure.
By the way, she's great in that.
She really is.
She's great. Bella
Ramsey.
Bella Ramsey.
So a couple episodes ago, they're at a gas station. And she's rooting around to see if she can find anything in there. Oh, and she finds a box of tampons. She's very excited.
Yeah.
Look at what I found, a box of tampons.
Yeah.
So there was that.
Okay.
Then in the most recent episode that I watched.
Which is not last night's.
Last
week's.
Yeah. They're getting help from some people. I won't go into who, but they give them some new clothes and she gets gifted a menstrual cup.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because both Sue and I went, oh.
No, this is... I am so glad they are addressing
Did they
this.
say that?
Well, they
no,
showed the
they
instructions.
didn't have to. And she's looking at it, and she's like, oh, that's kind of gross, but cool.
It came with instructions.
Mm-hmm.
But this is something that bothered me the whole time I watched The Walking Dead. Menstruation was never addressed.
Really?
Yes.
You wanted menstruation to be addressed.
Yes.
Why?
Katie don't
Why?
want.
Why would you want menstruation to be addressed?
You are on the run. You're going from town to town.
That's what the show's about. Yeah, it's not about menstruation.
Sometimes you have food, sometimes you don't.
Gina?
Sometimes you have water, sometimes you
don't. Why don't we mention menstruation in every story that's ever told?
Well, sometimes I get the menstrual cramps real hard.
Because in most stories, Bill, you just go to the drugstore and you get what you need and take care of it.
How do you know?
That's not available.
How do you know unless we address it?
It's easy to assume that in other stories, when life is normal, that's something that you are able to do.
Human beings are inventive, Gina, and there was a time
there hasn't always been tampons from the beginning of time.
I know, but it is. See, you don't understand that this is.
I understand, but it's a problem.
I don't think you do.
Of course I do. But why do you need to?
If you understood, you wouldn't. You would not be questioning why this is a big deal and why it's a big deal that they're addressing it in The Last of Us.
I think it's a good thing that I don't mind that they addressed it, but I don't
because your period comes whether there's zombies around or not.
I'm aware of this. I know.
What are you going to do?
All right, both of you.
Yeah. Yes. The arbiter of sanity here.
I just have to remind you, it's a show.
Right.
Relax.
Right.
And I also have to remind both of you that you both complained an awful lot when the show 24 was on that he never went to the bathroom.
Yes.
All right?
It takes not even 1 second.
Or eating.
Yeah.
You didn't. I remember this was a problem for both of you.
No, because I didn't watch the show. I didn't watch the show, so I don't think that was a problem for me.
I'm
just saying that you're demanding an awful lot from your shows.
I know.
Because, the story needs to go forward.
The show is not about Jack eating
It's not an instructional manual.
It just took a second. There was barely even any dialogue about this menstrual cup.
I don't know.
It was just sitting there, and I'm like, yes, something I have always wondered about.
And I believe, and I could be wrong, that menstruation was addressed on Walking Dead a couple of times.
Might have been. Did they ever
watch more?
Because I watched more of it.
You were talking today about how much you love Little House on the Prairie.
Yes.
Did they ever address menstruation on that? Huh? Back in the old times, living on the prairie. I bet they didn't.
Our historian is checking in, saying that you did in fact talk a great length about Jack on 24 not taking time for a dump.
I'm surprised because I didn't watch the show, but I guess I...
Now, when I got my hysterectomy, I will admit to you one of the things I was glad about is not just not having to deal with that in the regular times, but I also thought, if we ever have an apocalypse, I do not have to worry about whether there's a menstrual cup available or not. I'm good to go.
Great.
This made me.
So you're more likely to survive.
Yes.
You can't help repopulate the human race,
No, I wouldn't be helpful.
but there you go.
But the changes involved in the menopause are characteristic only of womankind.
I was thrilled.
You like that Little House on the Prairie? Didn't it bother you that they never mentioned menstruation?
The Flex Company, who makes menstrual cups, this is a story about what I was just talking about, said they saw a 400% increase in sales in the 2 days after the episode aired on HBO. 400% increase.
Maybe
because the menstrual cup in the apocalypse, that is the preferred method.
Well, because it's reusable.
Yeah.
Reusable, and you don't. Yeah.
Is it? I don't know if you can answer this question, but I don't really know. I mean, I have a rough idea of how it works.
Yeah.
But how do you remove it without, spillage?
Well, my guess is it's not ideal for that.
It's not the greatest invention, no. It works.
I've never used one.
I'm pretty sure I've seen one in the bathroom at my house.
But you rinse it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're on the run, you could probably just use spit.
Well, no, Bill, you could crouch next to a river. That's another.
If you're in a hurry. But
Okay.
Yeah, I wonder if that somebody, because you've never used one.
I
right?
have not.
So maybe somebody. I'll ask my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know I've seen one.
She's ready for the apocalypse then, if she already uses those.
I think she's ready to leave me. That's what I think. That's what I think.
I'm going to pack all these tampons. Yeah. I need a menstrual
That's
cup.
right. I'm getting out of here.
No, Sue's weighing in. She says, I think there's a lot of women who only think that tampons and pads are the only choice for them. They may not know about the menstrual cup, or diva cup, as I have heard it called.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
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 This
Well,
is
they
a
don't-
very important detail that I'm glad.
I don't think. Do they have TV commercials for it? Because there
the
used to be.
cups?
There used to be. I don't see commercials much anymore. There used to be tons of tampon commercials.
I have not seen one.
Well, they should advertise rather than depend on zombie shows.
And might I suggest radio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a matter of-
affordable.
I'll bet sales of Diva cups, of menstrual cups, go up in Salt Lake City by 400% after this discussion.
The menopause may be defined simply as the cessation of menses.
Thank you. Cessation of menses.
Oh, best thing that ever happened to me was the cessation. A crash westbound 5th South at the I-15 junction and westbound of Full in Davis County. Crash northbound I-15. This is down in Nephi. That's where I'm wondering if people are off today or something. There's not a lot of traffic, and we didn't have a lot of voting for boners.
I don't know.
Not sure what's going on, but
It's not a holiday of any sort.
I don't think so. Toyota has 20 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. Visit your Utah Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
Maybe everyone is fleeing the zombies that we're just not aware of.
It could be.
Also, someone has texted you how to remove them.
Oh, okay.
In in a little too much detail
Okay.
for my taste.
I'll
there you
take a
go.
look. Thank you,
We'll
whoever
take a
did
look.
that.
Look at that.
Yes.
Claire in Magna wants to say happy birthday, Allison Moyer. That's
She was in I don't know why they call it was Yazoo in England,
they changed it to Yaz.
and then it
right
was
there.
Yaz in America. I'm not sure why.
Singer Allison Moyer's birthday today, 1961. Claire in Magna says happy birthday, Allison.
She was born when?
1961.
All right.
Well,
Yes.
let's do it.
Boner recap?
Yeah, is somebody there?
We've got Zane.
Oh, Zane, how are you?
I'm fine, just fine. How are you all?
Just great, Zane. Are you in Dallas?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to hang on to this chicken bucket for you.
Yeah, you have to come get it.
Yeah, Zane. It's what we're going to do here is I would read these three boner candidates, but I'm too embarrassed to read them again because they were so.
I can tell you who won.
They were so crappy that
You don't even want to revisit them?
I don't want to even revisit them. I'll just tell the names.
Okay.
The names were The Big Lie About the McDonald's McFlurry. Terrible candidate. Boner candidate number 2 was The Cops Have Been Stealing Our Electricity. Marginal, very marginal. And then boner candidate number 3, The President Is So Funny. Which of those three candidates managed to muster a few votes to win?
Number 3.
Yeah, that's correct, Zane. Zane, you come back to Salt Lake on occasion.
No, we haven't. We're trying for October for our anniversary.
All right.
We will hold your chicken bucket.
We'll hold on to it until then. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, Zane.
Best to you and best to the Mrs.
Mrs. Zane.
Mrs. Zane.
Thanks, guys.
All right. See you
All right, hang
later.
on.
Bye.
You know, speaking of the McFlurry, though,
Yeah.
you know what I saw that they have that I'm
What?
probably going to have to go get?
At McDonald's, what?
S'more McFlurry.
S'more. Well,
Limited edition.
How can you have s'more if you haven't had one yet? have
I
you?
haven't.
See,
Well,
if
then how can you have s'more?
I don't know.
if you're going for a shake, and I have easy access to this, but if you're going for a shake and you want to go for a good one that's not just a McFlurry,
Yeah.
Iceberg.
Yeah.
Iceberg has the best
They
shakes,
do.
and they do have a s'mores one.
They do.
They do have good milkshakes and malts.
And they're local.
Yeah.
And or you can go to the Burger Bar in Roy. Really
Oh,
good.
okay. I've
Really
heard-
good.
I have heard about that. I've never been though.
And you prefer a milkshake or a malted?
I like milkshakes. I think the malt makes it taste a little too weird for me, or I'm just not used to it.
Well, it makes it taste like malt.
Yeah.
I like an occasional malt. It's not my go-to, but every once in a while.
I haven't had a malted milk or a milkshake forever. I haven't had I don't remember the last time I ever had a sundae.
Well, Bill, when we go swimming, we'll go over to Iceberg, all that good stuff.
Is it close by?
It's a walk away.
Okay.
It's a walk down the road. That's the dangerous part.
Yeah. it's too accessible.
Yes.
All right.
Coming up after these messages, we're gonna have some big boy news and a pinuendo. But first, Utah Arts Fest.
It's coming up. Is it
tomorrow.
this weekend?
Yeah,
starts
tomorrow.
At Utah Arts Festival, it's a grand tradition here in Salt Lake, and it's just an amazing event at Library Square and Washington Square.
They're kicking things off tomorrow with special Throwback Thursday pricing, only $12.
$12 to get into the Utah Arts Festival, and they've got great food, they've got entertainment, all kinds of artisans. So get your tickets early at uaf.org. That's UAF.org stands for Utah Arts Festival.
They've got Leftover Salmon as part of the live music lineup. You've got Robert Randolph, Souls of Mischief, and tons of other incredible artists.
DJs, dance performances throughout the day, something for everybody's imagination, and delicious food options galore. It's a cultural experience, the whole family. Some people go every day to the Utah Arts Festival. So get your tickets right now. It's uaf.org. Plan your escape now with the Utah Arts Festival.
You have a list?
A list. Okay.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
This is old-fashioned manners that society has abandoned. And on this list, which is what made me think about it, removing your hat when you're indoors.
Yeah.
Now, Kerry makes a big show of putting on his hat every morning at the beginning of the show. But customarily, etiquette guides us to remove our hats upon entering indoor spaces. People don't do that.
And don't throw your hat on the bed. It's bad luck.
Well,
That's not etiquette. That's just common sense.
That's cowboy lore. You're supposed to not put the hat right side up. You can put the hat upside down on a bed, but not right side up.
Oh, okay.
Is a thing.
All right.
For some reason. Hand kissing.
Charmed.
Dating back to the 17th and 18th centuries, the ritual of hand kissing. You still do a hand kiss?
Not so much anymore since COVID, but I have been known to be a hand kisser.
Bill Allred, known hand kisser.
Yeah.
Addressing letters, dear sir or madam.
Right. Well, it's better than hey you.
Hey.
Listen up, jerk.
There was a time you would only send professional emails during business hours. Do you remember this?
No,
Yes.
I don't remember that.
There was a time where that was etiquette is one.
Yes.
I can't.
It was very brief.
Or on a Saturday or on a.
It was very brief.
I missed that. Sending thank you cards.
Yeah.
People don't do that anymore.
That's something everyone should be better at.
Yeah.
But
And here's my favorite. Women remaining seated when being introduced. So
Please don't get up.
No,
don't get up. No, you don't. Please.
Toasting with alcoholic beverages. Haven't you been somewhere when somebody's offering a toast and you're like, oh, you can't toast with water? That's bad luck.
yeah.
But
I have never heard anybody say that.
I don't refer to it as bad luck. I refer to it as a waste of time.
Yeah.
the conventional norm gradually waned as time progressed, allowing space for a broader array of inclusive toasting alternatives, like sparkling cider or non-alcoholic.
Back to your email thing.
Yes.
Apparently, that email business hours thing, that is apparently law in France.
I like that law.
Yeah.
And it's email, not just mail.
Yeah.
It's
And
email.
between their, their medicine, their hospitalization and everything, and that reason enough to move there.
And they have young gay prime minister.
And the food.
I'm going to start doing that. Just make sure I don't send any business email outside of 9 to 5.
It's funny, I don't. I don't think I do.
I
anyway.
probably do.
Not business email.
Or if you receive one, do you do this where you go, yeah, I read that, but I'm not going to do anything about it
I do that
until Monday?
Yes, I do that all the time.
I think I'm not even going to open them.
You send me something Friday after 5 p.m., business-wise. I'm not going to touch it.
Don't even open it. Yeah, don't open it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other things on
That's
there?
it.
That's good.
All right.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
Kristi Noem was hospitalized for an allergic reaction one day after Robert F. Kennedy Jr. shared a photo of them both visiting a biosafety lab that was temporarily shut down due to safety concerns. With Noem and Senator Rand Paul inspecting the biological hazards lab at Fort Detrick, the Health and Human Services Secretary posted, showing an image of himself with Noem and Rand Paul at the Integrated Research Facility in Frederick, Maryland. On Tuesday, Noem was taken to the hospital by ambulance for an allergic reaction. Transported to the hospital out of an abundance of caution. She's alert and recovering. Well, alert, I don't think
Alert
that's
is
probably true. That's not true.
No?
I don't think she's alert. I don't think she's ever been alert. Noem has yet to comment on her condition publicly, but does it have anything to do with the biohazard lab they were at? We can only speculate. Rod Stewart, Sir Rod Stewart, has blasted his old pal Don Trump and no longer goes to his glitzy parties.
Wait a minute, they were pals?
Yes, they were at one time. He said that he's fueling the annihilation of Palestinians and also hit out at the president's treatment of women. He used to love hanging out with the U.S. leader because he's a man's man, he said at the time, but claims
he's not.
But claims he's become just another guy since re-entering the White House. Sir Rod, who is neighbors with the president in Florida, told Radio Times Magazine, "No, I'm not a great fan of Trump. I knew him very, very well. I used to go to his house. I literally live a half a mile away. We were both on the beach. I used to go to his Christmas parties. He's always been a bit of a man's man. I liked him for that. But he didn't, as far as I'm concerned, treat women very well. But since he became president, he became another guy, somebody I don't know," said Rod.
Yeah, a real man's man treats women well. That's part of it.
Yeah. Looks like they're worried at CNN that some of their big people are going to be fired or laid off. Anderson Cooper makes $18 million a year. I don't know how that ever happened, but he's worried. Jake Tapper is worried. Jake makes $7 million a year. An anonymous source familiar with the state of the left-leaning news network, left-leaning, well, I guess, spoke with Fox News, reiterating there are tears on the horizon. They believe that they're going to go after the high-salaried stars, going against a precedent set by CNN boss Jeff Zucker, who was forced out before the 2022 merger. It's not just the overpriced talent, it's the overpriced producers, the overpriced executives, the superfluous reporters who barely are on the air. All will either be exited or forced to take massive pay cuts, they said. Anderson Cooper earns $18 million every single year. I don't know how he does it. Ringo Starr is sticking up for his kid, Zach.
He's playing drums for The Who, right?
Well, he was. Zach Starkey isn't the only one who has had enough of The Who. In a new Rolling Stone interview posted on Monday, the veteran session and touring drummer who was fired and then rehired and then fired again by The Who in a head-spinning span of several weeks earlier this year, opened up about his current relationship with the band, asked what his father, Ringo Starr, thought of the bizarre back and forth. Starkey said, "Well, Ringo said, I've never liked the way that little man runs that band."
That little man.
In reference to Roger Daltrey.
that little man.
I've never liked the way that little man runs the band. It's all been a bit hard to keep up with, even for Zach Starkey, who revealed to Rolling Stone that even after all the firings and rehirings, he still has no idea where he stands with the band. I spoke to Roger last week, he said. He said, don't take your drums out of the warehouse. We might be calling you. I mean, what the F? These guys are just effing insane. I've been fired more times than Keith Moon in 10 days.
You just made me Google two things, Bill.
What's that?
How tall is Ringo Starr and how tall is Roger Daltrey?
And?
Ringo Starr is 5'8".
Not that tall.
Roger Daltrey is 5'6". I am taller than Roger Daltrey.
I am 2 inches shorter than him.
Joel McHale.
Not with my boots, though.
Joel McHale is getting candid about his hair journey.
I'm glad he's finally coming clean about this.
He said, listen, I'm fully bald. I've had 4 hair transplants, and he said it's painful. I don't advise it. It's better to be just bald, and it's also expensive. He's spent at least $10,000 on hair transplants.
It's okay to be a bald man.
I suppose so. The guitarist for Hatebreed has a brain tumor. Well, what did you expect?
The Hatebreed's tumor?
Hatebreed. That's the name of the band. Hatebreed. If you have a band named Hatebreed, I think you're likely to get a brain tumor. Let's see. Steve Perry. Oh, we don't care about Steve Perry. Jason Isaacs is a fairly well-respected actor.
He was just in White Lotus.
Yeah.
But he was also, what's its Malfoy? Who?
Yeah, Lucius Malfoy's dad.
Yeah.
He's sharing some eyebrow-raising anecdotes about a former co-star that he's long accused of poor behavior on the set. Isaacs first alluded to the unidentified co-star 5 years ago, telling Backstage magazine that a famous late-nighted actor had once literally physically shoved me out of the shot with his elbows. When asked to elaborate,
that's funny.
When asked to elaborate on his claims in a new interview with New York Magazine, Isaacs didn't hold back. Oh, Jesus, he did worse than that. He was the worst bully and ever, and a global icon, too. Did all the old tricks of a completely different performance off camera than on. Yeah, it sucked. I've never seen anything like it, but I would have licked the ground this person walked on because he was so famous. Isaac notably did not identify the actor by name again, nor specify the film in question where the bullying occurred. But his remarks prompted a fair amount of speculation, with some suggesting he might have been referring to either Robbie Coltrane or Maggie Smith, 2 of his Harry Potter franchise co-stars. When pushed for clarification, however, he quipped, "I'm not so stupid as to even give hints or clues about who those people are. This is a certain actor that would really just push me out of the shot if given the chance."
I can't think of anybody I would lick the ground for. That's a weird thing to say.
Well, he's British, you know. Let's see, Sonic, the drive-in.
Yes.
On Monday, they announced their partnership with Grillo's Pickles for a limited time collaboration that puts pickles front and center. The 2 brands are joining forces to offer the Big Dill Meal, which is actually a lineup of goodies that can be ordered together or individually at all Sonic locations. Pickled flavored menu items.
Shouldn't it be the Big Dill?
Yeah, you would think. I think they've even got pickle flavored ice cream.
Grillo's pickles are really good.
I don't care for them.
I love pickles. Really?
I love pickles, and I don't like those.
What?
They have like a slight little
brand.
spice to them, but they have like the fresh garlic and
I'd try it.
Dill inside of the juices.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Grillo's that my wife brought some home, and I thought, nah.
I believe you can get them at Costco.
Yeah, you can see them around. Let's see, and and here, you'll like this, Katie. You like peanut butter, right?
Mm-hmm.
New Jurassic World Rebirth Mega Peanut Butter M&Ms.
Ooh.
There's just giant peanut M&Ms?
I do have the Jurassic World animal circus cookies, but they're dinosaur cookies.
These Mega Peanut Butter M&Ms come in 3 collectible share-size packages. I think they're referring to the package size, not the size of the actual candy.
Maybe.
I think the candy is staying the same size, but the packages are bigger.
Speaking of Costco yesterday, I was there. It's been a while since I've been there. They have self-checkout now at Costco.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Has that been there for a long time?
Yeah.
Been there for a while,
For a couple years now.
A couple years?
I think so. Yeah, it's.
I was like, wow, really? I could just.
It's it's pretty helpful.
It's really convenient when you're not buying the mass amount of bulk stuff and you're only grabbing a couple of things. It gets you out quicker.
Yeah.
I liked that yesterday.
Let's see. And if you're feeling drained,
yes,
there are certain things that drain your energy. Would you like to hear what they are?
Yes.
The 10 biggest things that drain your energy. Being interrupted or talked over. 50. That's being interrupted or talked over.
It's
yeah. Yeah, I thought that was interesting that it was the first one on the list.
You're very tired
Isn't it?
all the time,
I am.
Bill.
I'm exhausted. Let's see. Awkward small talk. That really does.
That
it for
is
me.
Yeah.
Customer service interactions.
Can be.
Yeah. Talking to strangers. I don't mind that. Unsolicited advice. Drains your energy.
Yep.
You know what you ought to do. Let's see. Office gossip. No, I like that. Group video calls. Yeah.
Like a Zoom or Teams. Or
yeah,
they're tiring.
I don't like them at all. And overly personal conversations with coworkers. Well, I try to avoid that at all.
That's part of the office gossip, isn't it?
No, I mean, talking about your
personal
life.
I see.
Yeah. A coworker showing you something on their phone. Oh, look at this. No.
No matter what it is.
Yeah, that just doesn't matter. No, thank you. And also networking events. And then the biggest energy suckers of all, lack of quality sleep.
Yes.
Chores around the house, worrying about your finances, bad weather, and dull social interactions. Energy
All
suckers.
of that ending is like my entire life right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Dull social interactions?
I have like 3 friends that I hang out with nowadays, and I go to the pool alone a lot.
Oh, Katie. I'm going to have to come over and go swimming with you.
It is really
keep
nice.
threatening
I will
to.
say that.
Yeah. Can I? I'll wear my bathing costume.
Okay, bring a floaty.
I got a pool noodle. I'll bring my.
Look, the deep end is 9 feet deep.
Oh yeah, so
It's
I
pretty
want to
impressive.
just want to like float on a pool.
Exactly.
Noodle. All right.
Exactly.
All right, that's it.
Weather.
Yeah, 75 right now, going to get up to a high of 93. Tomorrow is when the heat advisory is in effect. Also a red flag warning, so fire danger is increased. We could break records for heat tomorrow. 96 Friday, and then we actually cool off a little bit for the weekend. 84 for Saturday. High on Sundays expected to be 74.
Wow.
That's nice.
Won't that be nice?
Yes.
Smith's Pharmacy welcomes Express Scripts, Medicare D, and TRICARE Department of Defense plan members. You can transfer prescriptions at smithsfoodanddrug.com/payer update.
All right, coming up after this, we have our concert and community calendar with Trent from Live Nation. But first, Utah Advocates.
The Advocates. We had Mark Stewart here yesterday, and we were talking about, scooters. They're just whizzing all over town, and I know that if
There's accidents happening.
and a lot of times it's not the scooter's fault. It's because it's just people don't see them. So, but whatever kind of an accident it is, if you get hurt and you know it's not your fault, the Advocates can be there for you.
You should put their phone number in your phone, because you might be listening to this now going, well, I haven't been in an accident. If you have the Advocate's number in your contacts, if you ever are a family member in an accident, you can call them right away, which the sooner you get them involved, the better.
It's 801-355-5550. You can call that number 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They don't charge you a dime for the call. They don't charge you anything. As a matter of fact, you don't pay any money out of pocket. They just take care of everything, and then they get you a settlement, and that's when the Advocate they take their cut. So it's 801-355-5550 or UtahAdvocates.com. I just had a really interesting email exchange yesterday. I got this email it says, Bill, I won't make it to our lunch meeting at noon. I apologize. I'm headed to the dentist for an emergency appointment as a cracked tooth. I hope to send a cell number. I'll give you a call. We'll reschedule. Regards, Scott Howell. That's State Senator Scott Howell.
Okay.
What? I didn't make any lunch appointment with Scott Howell. What is? So then I started looking at the email, and I realized he's sending this email to Bill Krim, who's with the United Way, I think. Bill Krim. And for some reason, he's got Bill Krim's email address, and then he's got Bill Krim again, and it's got my email address.
All the bills.
Yeah, for some reason.
Maybe, do you know what happened?
Well,
his calendar said lunch with Bill, but he didn't specify, so he just sent it to all the bills.
No, so I sent him a response. I said, your email startled me. What? I made a lunch date with Senator Scott Howell? When did I do that? What were we going to talk about? Where do we meet? Am I going crazy? As I look at the email, I realize you sent that you have a lunch date with Bill Krim, not Bill Allred. Somehow you attached Krim to my email address. I certainly wouldn't mind having lunch with you one day, and I'll buy. I think it's unnecessary to have, or unseemly to have a taxpayer buy lunch for a politician, not to mention a radio host. It just doesn't look good, does it? Let me know if I can buy you some hot dog meat sometime. Best, Bill, not Krim, Allred. He got right back to me. I apologize for the miscommunication. I would always enjoy having lunch with you, and more importantly, I eagerly anticipate any opportunity to assist with X96. I'm uncertain how the miscommunication occurred, but I'm pleased it reached you. Keep up the fantastic work. I'm looking forward to our future discussions. I think I'm gonna make a lunch day with him to have hot dog meat.
Sure,
somewhere.
To all the bills I've lunched before. Traffic, please.
Crash southbound US 89 at 6295 South. The center lane closed, causing some big delays on Highway 89. It's looking like on the UDOT cameras. Let's see. Is that the only issue we're having right now? Could possibly be. So things are looking good unless you're trying to head up to Ogden on Highway 89. If you see something, you can let us know. Text it to us, 33986.
Let's see if we can figure out some way to have Senator Scott Howell assist X96. I look forward to the opportunity.
He could come and
to assist with X96.
You could alphabetize the vinyl.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, good idea.
.96.
9:35, and it is time for our concert and community calendar with Trent.
Does that mean Mr. Falcone is on the phone?
It's right here. Trent?
Hello there.
Oh, Trent. Trent Falcone. Good morning. Mr. Live Nation himself. He's here to tell us what's going on.
Looks like a lot.
A lot of stuff.
Got a lot of rock music to talk about. You ready to go?
Yeah, rock us and roll us.
Here we go. Thursday, June 19th. That would be tomorrow. Lee Bryce at Sandy Amphitheater. Friday, June 20th. This is the rock one for the week. It's Pierce the Veil with Sleeping with Sirens and Beach Weather. That is out at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater. Saturday, June 21. It's a 2000 party. It's a 2000s DJ party.
Okay, got it.
So that's for you, Bill, and that's at the Depot.
Okay.
So I will see you there. And then around the corner, the same night, it's Lake Street Dive at Sandy Amphitheater. Sunday, June 22nd, it's Greer at Soundwell. Tuesday, June 24th, we've got Gavin Dance. That's at the Union Event Center. And the same night out at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater, it is Halsey. On sales, lots of on sales. On sale today at 10 a.m., you've got J.P. Sachs, September 21st at the Depot. Nate Jackson coming to Kingsbury Hall on November 7th. And then on sale Friday, 10 a.m., you've got Noah Cyrus, September 23rd, the Union Event Center. Zachariah Porter, November 4th at the Depot. Fit for a King, November 8th at the Union Event Center. All Time Low coming to the Union Event Center October 16th. Trivium, December 1st, that will be at the Union. And then the Jonas Brothers with Boys Like Girls coming to Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater September 13th. The giveaways, lots of giveaways today. Dance Gavin Dance, June 24th. We're going to give you 2 tickets for that. That's at the Union. We are going to give you 2 tickets to see Pierce the Veil this Friday night, also at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater. and then 2 tickets to see Halsey, also on June 24th at Utah First. All of those will be in will call, 2 tickets to every show.
All right, it's first come, first serve. Call 877-602-9696 and tell Ari what ticket you want.
Yep. First come, first server.
That's now, Trent. When you haven't seen me for a while, so when we meet for the DJ, the 2000s party, DJ party, I'll be wearing my Flick My Bic disco T-shirt. So
that's how you'll know it's
got it.
So yeah,
copy.
Okay, see you then.
I will look for you. All right, it's a date.
All right, see you then.
Bye, Trent.
Bye. See you, Bill. Thanks.
Bye, Trent.
The Flick My Bic disco T-shirt.
Yeah, I want one of those too.
There you
Katie,
go.
what else do you have?
There are a few other things going on this weekend, so don't tell me you can't do anything. Friday, you have the Cat Empire and Theoretical Blonde over at the Commonwealth Room. You also have the Salt Lake City Water Lantern Festival at the Sugar House Park. Botanical Alchemy 40th Anniversary at Garden Party over at Red Butte Gardens. I'm excited for this next one. The Goonies 40th Anniversary with Sean Astin over at Kingsbury Hall. That would be amazing. The official Pride bar crawls going on Saturday.
No, wait. Sean Astin is not going to be there.
Yeah.
In
Yes.
person, is he?
Yeah.
He is?
At Kingsbury Hall. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Again, this is all. I'm sorry. This is all happening on Saturday. I should correct myself. The Utah Royals are playing the Seattle Reign FC over at the America First Fields. Also, that was already mentioned. Sunday, you have I think it's Jillian Welch and David Rawlings over at the State Room, along with the Red Butte Outdoor Concert Series with Tosh Sultana. I'm trying my hardest to weasel into this concert because Tosh Sultana is so wonderful.
I'm sure you can.
Other things happening on Sunday: the Wheeler Farm Farmers Markets. You also have downtown's Farmers Markets, Sandy City Farmers Market, Sunnyvale Farmers Market, all on Saturdays. Then the Woodland Fairy Festival is going on at Gardner Village all weekend through next weekend is the last one. Harry Potter exhibit is still going on at Southtown Mall. The Salt Lake City Open Streets are happening on the weekends. Bill Drunken Shakespeare is still going on through the end of the month. And the Utah Arts Festival is this weekend, as we've talked about. So that's
tomorrow.
It does. Mm-hmm. So that's all going on this weekend. Go do something outside. It's really great.
So now, Sean. So back to Sean.
Sean Astin.
Mm-hmm. He's going to be there. They're going to show the movie, and then he'll just talk.
I believe so.
And people be able to ask him questions.
That's what I assume.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get a chance to look deep into it because I was doing a million other things. But the Goonies and Sean Astin, I'm in.
He seems like a nice fellow.
Yeah, I've heard he's really kind. So.
And I liked him in The Hobbit. No, Mr. Frodo. No,
Lord of the Rings, please, Bill. Lord of the Rings.
Mr. Frodo.
All right, that's your concert and community calendar for this weekend.
And Rudy. He was Rudy.
That's right.
Yeah.
In Rudy.
That's right.
You know, we met the real Rudy. I don't think you were.
I wasn't a part of this.
Yeah.
When.
We did? I don't remember.
I have a picture with him standing right out in front of the door right there.
Does he look like a Rudy?
Yup.
All right.
The real life Rudy.
Cool. Weather?
Yeah, it's hot. 75, 93 for a high today. The heat advisory is in effect tomorrow starting at noon and going all the way through till Friday. We probably will break some heat records tomorrow. The good news is, as we look through to the weekend, we cool off into the 80s on Saturday and, believe it or not, the 70s on Sunday. So wild temperature swings, it looks like, as we head through the weekend into the first part of next week. Now through June 22nd, buy 3 Big O brand tires, get 1 free. Visit your locally owned and operated Big O Tires today. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Now, Katie, you know who Sean Astin's parents were, don't you?
No.
You don't?
I don't believe.
Patty Duke.
You're going to say that she's not going to know who these people
Patty
are.
Duke and John Astin, who was the original Gomez on the Addams Family on TV.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Except he wasn't his biological father, as it turns out.
But just he
adopted him.
Okay. That's really cool. I did not know that. Yeah. Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll have a song coming up, and then we'll crawl towards the exits all together. Retire with Jim.
Oh, yeah, Retire with Jim. Listen, Jim is that's our pal. He's a financial planner, and he knows that it is very important, and you should know that it's very important to prepare for your future. You've worked hard all of your life, but have you worked on planning your future? You need an expert like Jim. He's offering a retirement review consultation. It's normally $250, but it's free for our listeners, for Radio from Hell listeners. So go to retirewithjim.com/X96. Book it now. Jim's a busy guy, and his time will fill up, and then he won't be able to offer these free consultations. So get them while they're available. Make an appointment today. Visit retirewithjim.com/X96. A lot of uncertainty in the world right now. What's going to happen with your money? Is the stock market going to go crazy? Jim knows how to protect your assets, and he can help you. retirewithjim.com/X96. Go there today.
I've been doing these. I've been doing these ads.
Who's been doing?
Well, Johnny has been doing the ads. I've been helping him research them for Beat Gina, and I've been going through so many of these old-timey ads for him.
So many of these things, I'm shocked they were ever a thing.
Well,
really
that's sort of my
surprised.
point here. Let me just give you an example of some of them that you've heard Johnny do, and some of them he hasn't done yet, or maybe won't. But like, here's one that says, it shows a woman looking kind of really, I don't know, pensive and sad. Are you powdered to your satisfaction and to his? Your powder. What would you do without it? Yet usual powders have their faults, don't they? So you've got to powder yourself up for the man in your life.
He doesn't want you shiny? Is
That's
that
right. You don't want to be shiny.
What's wrong with shiny?
Here's one that says, if you've reached 30, here's a new miracle face bra. You wear it. You wear it at night to keep your jowls from sagging.
If you're 30,
yeah, 30,
you mean like a baby. 30.
Yeah, it's
30 is young.
It's amazing. And there's like, here's one. I won't stay in this house another minute. The big brute is complaining that all of his shirts are telltale gray. After that, after I've slaved over them, and then she gets Fells Nap the soap, and the shirts are great.
So this is misogyny ads?
Oh, my God. It goes on and on and on with the misogyny.
Where are the ads for men that
they
should take care of?
Here's a beautiful little woman. I like to sit home and knit. Oh, knit my eye. I bet you like to splash around. So get wise. Here's how. Use this cashmere bouquet powder.
In a bath?
I don't know. And then here's a whole series of ads from airlines. The airlines, I remember this campaign really well. Fly me, and these beautiful stewardesses, fly me. Or here's one for Southwest Airlines. It's all of these really attractive stewardesses in short outfits, crowded around, and it says, "There's never been more love in the air."
Ew.
Yeah. Here's one. It starts with, "Don't worry, darling, you didn't burn the beer." She's burned the dinner, but the Schlitz beer is ready to go. Don't worry, you didn't burn the beer. Here's one. If your husband ever finds out you're not store testing for fresher coffee, this might happen to you. It's a guy with the woman over his lap, and he's spanking her.
You better not let him find out.
I've seen that one. Yeah.
Here's one that says, "Blow in her face and she'll follow you anywhere." And it's an ad for these little cigars.
So can I ask you, Bill, when these ads were really out there, and I know some of them you were exposed to, was the reaction at the time like that? Was that normal?
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. Absolutely. Hi, I'm Cheryl. Fly me. These
weren't upset about it then.
So some of the ones like that one that I just did, that Johnny just did today for Put On Weight, that's from like the 30s.
So no,
and then you move into the 40s, and there's more of it. And then you move into the 50s, and there's even more. And then you move into the 60s and 70s, and you get the beautiful stewardesses.
Yeah.
And it is so indicative.
I mean, just watch Mad Men. I mean, it's
I mean.
It's all there.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And it's because, you were asking for the ads aimed at men that way. Well, men were in charge.
Yeah, there weren't any.
So.
I mean, there were a few.
You should have a woman at home that looks beautiful, that's the right body style, that cooks you the right food, that washes your shirts the right way.
There were some ads where, there were a bunch of cigarette ads for various brands where there are two guys smoking, and one guy, oh man, this cigarette, I can't stand this. Well, here, try mine. You're stupid for smoking those. A real man smokes these.
There's a new right-wing movement where they're talking about divorce and no-fault divorce. Have you seen this?
Sure. That's the new thing.
That's the new thing, and they're saying that it's too easy for women to get out of marriages they don't want to be in. And this goes back to, and part of what they'll say is, in the good old days when these things were running, divorce was not as common. There's a reason women stayed in horrible, abusive marriages back then, because she couldn't buy a house or get a credit card or buy a car or in some places have a job even. You got married and you stayed in a crappy marriage because you didn't have any other option.
Yeah, don't let anybody kid you about getting a divorce. If they say it's too easy to get a divorce today, it's not.
It's still not.
It's not.
Easy.
I mean, you can make it easy if you want to. My divorce was simple.
It's because you agreed on it.
Yeah. But women have to fight for every single thing all the damn time.
No, these are men who are horrible to their wives, and they're saying it's too easy for them to get out of it.
She's going to take me for everything I've got.
Yeah, my wife wants to divorce me because I'm horrible. We should make it impossible for them to divorce us.
This is happening.
I know.
It has ever been so.
And I ask the two of you, men, can you imagine, flip that around, if men were not able to get a divorce unless the woman agreed to it? You're in a horrible marriage, you want to get out, and you can't unless your wife agrees to it. Can you even process that is...
That's the thing, because it's been a patriarchy for so long, it's hard for men to imagine that kind of thing.
Now when I... when I was younger and growing up in these ads, like all of these airline ads and stuff, I didn't think twice about it. I didn't think twice about, should a gentleman offer a lady a tipperillo? It's just, you just didn't, it was just.
9:50, some Stone Temple Pilots for you.
This just into the news.
Oh, what?
Now where did it go? The Supreme Court has just dealt a blow to transgender rights.
Oh, good.
In a landmark ruling, it could dramatically reshape how transgender rights and sex discrimination cases are handled by the courts for years to come. The Supreme Court upheld Tennessee's law banning gender-affirming care for minors in a 6-3 ruling. Chief Justice John Roberts authored the majority opinion, while Justices Elena Kagan, Sonia Sotomayor, and Ketanji Brown Jackson dissented. In the ruling, the court held that the Tennessee ban was not subject to heightened scrutiny, allowing the ban to remain in place. The decision could set a precedent for other challenges to laws barring transgender people from participating in sports, using bathrooms, and accessing health care. It also marks the second blow the Supreme Court dealt to transgender rights advocates recently, after the highest court allowed Donald Trump's ban on transgender service members in the military to take effect in May.
I'll remind you that the Utah State Legislature commissioned their own study on this. And the study came back and said, it's actually a good, positive thing.
Gender-affirming care is good for people who are...
And they're ignoring it.
Yeah. Yep. Because, all those doctors that are on the Supreme Court, they know better. And so to change to another subject, I was just looking at this list that I had, and it's the 10 best TV shows of 2025 so far.
Okay.
And it's interesting. I don't know some of the shows.
Well, let's see.
So number 10 was The White Lotus.
Yeah.
And this is according to some poll on MSNBC or something. The White Lotus, of course, Severance, and then a show called North of North. on Netflix.
I know if Bill Frost is listening, he's going to say, "I've told you."
He
about
probably
all this."
has, but I don't recall it.
North of
It's
North.
set
It's
in
a comedy.
Yeah, set in a tiny Arctic village that's north of North.
Like okay.
And I guess it's a comedy. Then Apple Cider Vinegar. I don't recall ever hearing that either.
Mm-mm.
It's what does it say? It's a
drama.
Yeah. And
Australian drama television series, limited series.
alternative medicine for young women and sexism in healthcare that drives them to look for fantastical and completely unproven miracle cures. Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Overcompensating. I don't recall ever hearing about that one.
I've
either.
seen that, but I've skipped it.
Said it's a college comedy. Okay, Matlock.
The new one with
Yeah.
Kathy Bates.
Yeah, I watched one of them, and it was okay.
Mhm.
You know, she's good. Then Sirens, which I've heard of but I've never watched. Number 5, Adolescence, which I couldn't watch.
It was great.
I couldn't. Maybe I'll try it again. but
Such good
They're only
TV.
like 4 episodes, right?
Yeah.
Andor.
Carrie says
Andor
it's
is so
his
good.
favorite.
There's Diego Luna. I haven't watched it.
Andor is so good.
And The Pit, number 1.
Love
Yep,
the Pit.
yep.
We were talking about the Pit yesterday.
I went home and watched The Pit yesterday.
You
So-
said
so did I.
How many? Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I watched. Well, I've seen it before.
Oh, I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
know you.
Yeah. Yes, of course. I was the one who told you about it. Told you to watch it.
Love it. My husband comes in. He goes, "What are you watching?" The Pit, and he just
I-
rolls his eyes and walks out again.
I watched the first episode again. My wife and I watched all of them,
Mm-hmm.
and we liked it a lot. And my wife doesn't. Mrs. Bill does not care for rewatching things.
It's an ADHD thing I've discovered. That why I like rewatching.
She
shows
does. She said, "No, I've already seen that. I don't want to rewatch it." I like to revisit movies and things like that
all the time.
But she said, "No." And it's her thought is there. It keeps me from watching something new.
Yeah,
I wanna,
if you only have so much time,
which I understand.
Yeah.
But there are certain movies that I like to watch over again.
that's it's like comfort food.
Yes.
kind of.
Yeah.
like you know what you're getting, and you remember that you enjoyed it, and
Oh, I'd highly recommend, although we've just been watching it in bits and pieces, the Pee Wee Herman
I want to start that
documentary.
My husband loves that. He actually has one of those really creepy Pee Wee Herman dolls that used to speak.
Oh, you pulled the cord.
Yeah.
I had one of those too. I don't know what happened to
Yeah,
it.
he has one. I don't let him put it out. It really creeps me out.
All right. Well,
Time for the promo?
Yeah, I guess so. It's Expo time for Thursday's Radio from Hell show, so be ready to call 877-602-9696 with your answers to this question.
what are you ridiculously bad at?
I know what yours is.
What?
Singing. You are ridiculously bad at singing.
Well, I'm not great, but I'm not ridiculous.
No, trust me, Gina, you're ridiculous.
Radio from Hell, totally ridiculous. Thursday morning here on X96.
See?
Beautiful.
I'm a bad singer, too. That's why I don't do it much.
I do it in the shower, but I'm incredibly tone deaf.
You really do sing in the
I
shower?
sing in the shower, but I also listen to a lot of music in the shower.
So you're singing along
Yeah,
with
yeah, it's not just me. So, all right. I think it is time to get out of here.
I think it was time to get out of here an hour ago.
All right. As Carrie would say, live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
I'm not ridiculous.
Artie Fufkin is ridiculous, but he's great.